Hello and a very good morning. Welcome to Shop on TV. I'm Hayley Green.
And I'm Sean Crawley.
Together we're Shaylee and together we are so excited. This is a product we absolutely love. It's a product we've got at home. It's a product that can turn you into a painter, honestly. And we're so excited to have our second live show.
It makes painting so easy, indoors and outdoors. And we should see it in action, but we've got to introduce the man himself.
The only real winner.
Oh, yeah.
Big Brother, because it was the first one. It's our lovely Craig. How are you, my lovely?
Thank you very much, Hayley and Sean. It's great to be here. Wait till you see this in action. Here we go.
And this is what it's all about. You hold it around about 4 inches away from what you're painting indoors and out. You can do a fence panel in just minutes.
Look at that coverage. It's that professional finish. Whether you want to do all your DIY jobs indoor and out. It's brilliant, Craig, isn't it?
Brilliant. It really is. It's fast, ferocious, it's easy to use as well, and even fun.
And what a deal we've got for you on Shop on TV. If you want to shop for this, get ahead of the game. 875716 is the item number. It should be $169.99. It's down to $114.99.
Which is crazy value for money. You can split the cost with PayPal as well on our website. But remember what you've got. You've got the attachments that actually allow you to do whatever job you've got, whatever paint you want to use, even your smooth masonry paint as well. So whether you are doing varnishes and lacquers or whether you are doing it inside, it's emulsions, whether it's satin paints, it makes no odds.
It's all your different kinds of paints that you can use in this. Shop ahead on the website because we've got a couple of accessories available for you. For the first time, we've got the extension pole, which means you can get up high or down low if you're doing things like decking. We've also got the masking kit, which is brilliant value. So shop everything on the website.
And of course, putting those in your basket, you split the cost of those over your PayPal payment as well. That allows you to do the ceilings with your feet firmly on the ground. The roof off could be the summer house, but you can see the tree house there. But honestly, all of a sudden, you don't have to be even a DIYer. Professional painters use Wagner, but actually, this will help turn you into that professional painter. Perhaps you're an upcycler and you're fed up of seeing the drip marks. Perhaps you're fed up of seeing all the different, brush marks and the roller marks. Honestly, it's such a perfect finish every time. And one of the most important things is actually the prep to painting.
It is, and a masking kit is invaluable when it comes to protecting your surfaces during your painting and decorating. This masking kit is brilliant because there's so much included there for you, and it's just $29.99. We've used it here in the studio. The coverage is brilliant. We're going to give you a quick heads up on the setup when it comes to the Wagner. Remember, this is the W590 FLEXiO that we've got for you.
And we should just say it is matching our Black Friday deal.
Yes.
I know. I don't know how we've done it. Stock-wise, it's only going to be as long as stock is there. It virtually sold out in launch, so be super quick. But, Craig, it's super easy, isn't it, to set up?
It really, really is, yeah. You can see there the paint is being mixed, first of all. Any paint, any colour, any brand. You can put that cardboard section in it to make it easier whilst pouring your paints in. You have a flow tube on the bottom of the head. That could be turned forward for painting downwards or straight ahead of you, or you can reverse it if you were spraying upwards towards the ceilings. Once you screw the head onto the bottom of the reservoir, click the turbine together, make sure it's locked into position, turn it on the red button on the side. You've got an airflow control on the top for heavy paints or fine paints, and you've got a paint flow control on the actual unit itself, which is that red column around the sides. Once you've done that, you turn your front second piece where you've got a choice of spraying up and down or left to right, or turn it the opposite way. That's it, where we are now, and then you're painting left to right hand side.
It really is as simple as that. It's so easy to set up. It's so easy to use. You have such control that even if you're doing really intricate things, you can use this. I painted my mum's. They're actually
the cast iron
yes.
table and chairs.
Brilliant, yeah.
And then the bench, and did matching the ends were cast iron, and matched the ends to the table in the green, and then did the bench with a wood treatment and a varnish. Honestly, absolutely so simple.
It can be those huge spaces, or it can be those really delicate, intricate areas, and it gives you that factory finish, like it's brand new again. The price is what we're so excited about. We've held our Black Friday price. This is the last show, as far as we know, before the end of the year. We've got as much stock as we can possibly get, but it's ease of use, it's paint coverage, and it's that professional finish.
Honestly, a lot of times you can do just one single coat, but it's so quick and easy. If you need to pop that other coat on, you can actually revamp your home. Perhaps you wanted to sell your property and you haven't managed to, and you're really fed up of how the house looks. Get it spruced up just by painting. Perhaps it is the fireplace, or painting that living room. Perhaps when you put the Christmas decorations up, you noticed everything looked drab, or when you put the garden furniture away, you thought, oh, that's not going to last next year. It will, and you've still got opportunity on a dry day to get out and do those fence panels. Fence panels, decking, so expensive, and if you don't treat it and look after it, it can actually sort of deteriorate really quickly. We've got so many great demonstrations. We have got the most incredible deal. Even comes as well with your own posh case.
Yeah, the carry case is included, all the attachments that you need, indoors, outdoors, all those different paints. We're going to run you through everything you need to know when it comes to painting with Wagner, one of the biggest brands out there. So don't go anywhere. We've got lots of demonstrations coming up. Get shopping ahead and get your Wagner right now. We'll see you in a minute.
Merry Christmas!
Hello and a very good morning. Welcome to Shop on TV, to ITV and, of course, STV. It's great to have your company. Freeview already with us. I'm Hayley Green.
And I'm Sean Crawley.
Together with Shaylee, and together we're very happy because this is a brand and a product we are very proud to have with us here on Shop on TV.
We're bringing you the big brand of Wagner, a paint sprayer like no other. And when it comes to, well, we'll talk about the bundle and the deal in just a moment, but we want you to see it in action, and we want you to meet the main man himself, don't we?
Yeah, the only true winner of Big Brother, because it was the first show, so it could only be the true show.
Thank you very much, Hayley.
Great to have you with us.
It's a pleasure to be here and be working with you guys again.
And I know we've known you for so many years, haven't we?
We have, yes, it really is. And I'm so excited what we've got to offer today. Wait till I show you it in action. Here we go.
And this is what it's all about. It's so easy to set up, and then you're ready very much to go. You've got two attachments that allow you to do the wood and the metal paints, but also, of course, you can do the emulsions, the vinyl, the matte, the silk, the eggshell, and so much more, even smooth masonry. But look how quick and easy that was, Craig.
Quick and easy, and it's actually fun and therapeutic to use.
It is. My dad was a builder. He hated painting, absolutely hated painting. But the great thing is, when I bought him a Wagner, it's like, oh gosh, this is actually, it is therapeutic.
Same with my dad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
My dad had so many fence panels. It used to take him days to do it before we got him the Wagner. And when he first used it, he was like, oh my goodness.
Like, yeah. He went out and did one panel. He was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to get this garden done in an instant. And that is the great thing. But the best thing is you do get a true professional finish, even if you're not a professional painter or DIYer. It is used by trade, but you have got that technology to have at home at a price we can't quite believe.
Well, let's talk about the bundle and the price. The price is reduced from $169.99 down to $114.99. We've still got it in time for Christmas delivery as well. If you want to spread the cost with PayPal Pay in 3, it's just £40.65. And the item numbers at the top of the screen. I've got a feeling we're going to have a lot of brand new customers tonight, as well as our regulars. 875716 is the item number. What's included? Everything you need, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got two attachments, so you can use any paint, so even down to your smooth masonry. It comes with the case as well. Full instructions, really simple to set up. So much detail as well on the box, so you can virtually look and know exactly what to do. But you do get an amazing guarantee with this as well.
You certainly do. With registration, you'll get up to a 4-year warranty with registration.
Comes with a 3, but get it registered within a month, and you will get an extra year, so a 4-year guarantee. Honestly, on a price like this, phenomenal. And all of a sudden, perhaps you put the Christmas decorations up and you thought the house looks a bit drab. When you get those decorations down, order it now and you can spruce up the house. Or perhaps when you put the garden furniture away, it all looked like, oh gosh, we're going to have to rebuy next year. No, revamp it. Or perhaps you are someone that likes to do things up.
Yeah, recycle, upcycle. Go to the website and check everything out. shopontv.co.uk, because we've got a couple of brand new accessories included that we'll show you as we go throughout the show. We've got the extension pole, so if you want to get up high or down low, doing your decking without having to bend over, maybe doing the summer house roof or the shed roof.
Or the ceiling.
Extensions there, yeah.
Because you can go up and down, and honestly, it still has that same pressure. You can vary the pressure with the machine as well. Pop that in your basket, split the cost with 3 payments, so it makes it really, really affordable. So really, it's only sort of £13 more in your PayPal basket. And then don't forget as well, one of the major things when you're painting is the important thing is to actually mask the room up or mask the area. Though there's very little overspray with a Wagner, which we'll talk about, you do want to mask up. And this masking kit, I mean, Craig, this is fantastic, isn't it?
It really is, yeah, and it's quite essential if you're paint spraying indoors as well, because people are concerned about overspray, and it's not generally the unit that does it, it's actually people spraying past the areas where they do actually want to paint. So it not only covers up the areas that you don't want to paint spray, but it also helps you cut in a lovely smooth line as well with the edge of the actual masking tape,
You will be absolutely blown away. We're super, super busy. Now, we've got some amazing demonstrations for you just to show you truly how easy this is. If I can use this, Craig, if it's Hayley-proof, it's anybody-proof.
It really, really is simple to actually use, you know. I mean, I'll generally just talk about the actual unit itself for a moment. This is the turbine. This is the W590. It's 630 watt, so it's very powerful. It's like a hairdryer. When you turn it on, you get warm air comes out of it. You mentioned earlier it comes with the 2 reservoirs. This is the small 800ml reservoir for everything wood and metal.
Great.
So you can put satin, wood preservatives, lacquers, varnishes, treatments in there, the hammerite paints for metalwork, all into this one. You click, connect, and you're almost ready to start paint spraying. You've got your airflow at the top here, and you've got your paint flow there. Excuse me. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration, and then I'll come back, talk you a little bit more about how to use it.
We're going to take a before of the fence, because we're going to check your work tonight.
Oh, are you? You're going to look closely?
Oh, yeah.
I better put my glasses on then.
We'll take a before, so we know exactly what it looks like first. Are we ready?
Got it.
And I think we're ready to go.
Good to go.
So you can then see how easily Craig is painting that face. And what a top tip as well. And there's very little overspray, so not having to worry about the next door's garden, but using that cardboard, just catching that little bit at the top.
For me, it's the speed here. It's so much quicker painting. If you do have fence panels in your garden, you know how important it is to look after them, whether it's a stain, whether it's a varnish, whether it's just a colour, you want it to look like new again.
Or whether it's a treatment, or whether we want to change the whole look. Perhaps you do, like you say, want a colour. You'd love to have blue fence panels, but you know it's going to cost a fortune. It's not when you use the Wagner. The Wagner as well, and we'll talk about this, actually uses so much less paint. That's what your dad was blown away by. It was like, I use so much less paint.
Not as much waste, is there? No brush marks. Like we say, that professional finish every time. And we're going to show you on so many different surfaces, indoors and outdoors.
And you can see here again, you can go up and down, you can go left to right, horizontally, vertically. You control the flow of the paint as well. So if you're doing something intricate, you can do less sort of pressure on that flow, so you can do something really delicate. You've got the air pressure as well that you can actually change. So it allows you, whatever you're painting, to do a vast area really quickly, or to do the more delicate things really precisely. We are hugely busy. It's only going to be as long as the stock is there. And of course, you're splitting that cost. And don't forget, we have matched our Black Friday price. Oh, my word, we should have timed that. What an amazing finish.
It's probably only took about a minute and a half. We've got a 6-foot square fence panel. Rough sawn timber, so it's very porous. You need to get a lot of treatment on there. And these type of things that are exposed to the elements all year round, the more treatment you can get on them, the better.
Brilliant.
If I was doing that with a paintbrush, probably taking me about 15 minutes.
Well, we used to compete, didn't we?
Yes,
Can you remember?
we
I
did.
used to have a fence and paint, and you used to. Your pet was done, and mine, and I'd have drip marks. There's not a drip mark.
Well, the beauty about this is we have no contact with the surface, so you see me spraying from left to right. So at that point, I had the nozzle along here, pointing left to right, okay? So I don't know if you can see that at home. Where the nozzle is there, I was spraying from left to right this way. That's coming to us now. There we go. So that was spraying left to right that way. Then you can turn it to this angle and you can spray up and down if your panels were going up and down, and you can even turn it in between them and do a very narrow pass over. So we've got about 15 demonstrations to do throughout these next couple of hours, and I'll show the demonstration on a set of spindles.
Wow.
With the headset. Brilliant. Just like that. And generally what I was doing then, I was holding that about 4 inches away from the surface, about 100 millimetres, and it's just about turn your paint flare up and down, get the speed that you're comfortable with. It's not a race, it's already a lot quicker. It's just whatever anybody's comfortable with, and just simply go left to right or up and down.
And
these are the results that you can get
Yeah,
from
we practiced on a bit of cardboard first
Yes.
of all, and then it's so easy, and like you say, they are the results.
And we're the most
that you'll get.
un-DIY
Oh, we're
people
the
you could
worst.
ever come across.
The absolute
And even we
worst.
can use it. And let's look at the before and after just of that fence panel straight away. In a matter of moments, look at the coverage. Oh, that's
Wow.
impressive, isn't it?
It
Look at that.
completely transforms it, doesn't it? Not only is it fast and saves you time and it looks great, but it's going to preserve it. And that's the most important thing, you know, that it does
Things like
actually
fence
preserve
panels,
it.
decking, they're outdoors all the time, and,
Yes.
it's such a big expense. I had the girl who used to do my nails, ended up having to pull all the decking up because they hadn't looked after it. It cost them an
It's a
absolute
false
fortune.
economy, yeah. I mean, the more you treat it, you know, things like this I'd recommend twice a year. I mean, certainly now because our winter time's coming up, now get a coat on it. You can do it at the start of springtime and at the end of the summertime, any time throughout the year, generally just get the coat on
But
it.
it's not that massive workup, Craig,
Not
when you
at
use the
all,
Wagner.
no. When it's as quick as that, it's not a chore, and you don't put them jobs off when it's this easy.
And it's
you know,
not a chore in so many different ways because it is really easy to clean. We'll talk through that as well. You're not having loads of dirty brushes and you know, rollers and things. Honestly, there's so many reasons this makes life so simple. The setup when you first start is so easy, isn't it?
Oh, it most certainly is, yes, yeah.
So you can see here, we're just setting up, and what we're doing here.
Yeah, we're just giving the paint a mix-up. That's a little funnel that comes with the set. It makes it easier for pouring your paint into the reservoir. Now, this is important, the flow tube. Turn it to the front when you're spraying down or straight ahead. Then turn it to the reverse if you're spraying up on a ceiling. Then once you put your paint in the reservoir, turn your head all the way around so it tightens up. Click it into the turbine itself. You'll see a switch on the side. You turn that on, you'll hear the air start to come through now. This is an airflow control on the top of it, so you can turn that up or down depending on how thick the paint is. And then this side here is a paint flow control. So again, depending on how much paint you want coming out there. That's the nozzle. We just explained that a moment ago on the fence panel, where you can turn it to that side and spray up and down, or turn it on the opposite side and spray left to right. The choice is yours when you're spraying across a flat ceiling, sometimes doing 1 or 2 coats. That setting on the top is, again, makes the narrow spray come out the very centre on a narrow setting. This is the small reservoir now that I just used a moment ago, and again, you can alternate that in 3 separate ways.
Now, we are hugely busy already.
What a
It's great to
start,
have you
my
company.
word.
It's only the second live show with Wagner. Virtually sold out live on air the first show, so I think we'll be heading the same way very quickly. And we've got so many great demonstrations because you can virtually use any paint.
Yeah, and the price is brilliant. Remember, it should be $169.99. We've kept our launch price of $114.99, and that means £40.65.
Must have been twisting your arm,
on
Craig.
your first of 3 payments. 875716. If you want to add it to your basket, shopontv.co.uk.
OK, I've gone over to the larger reservoir now. This is the 1300 millimetres, and this is for everything walls. So emulsion paint and smooth masonry paint. Excuse me. We've got a small wall area here. I have used a masking tape. I mentioned about this earlier as a separate tell. This is perfect. So, for instance, if you've got a window here and a window frame, run your masking tape. Just let me quickly show you this in my pocket here. So this is one of the sets that comes within the box, and the masking tape is connected to the polythene. So when I put that up along the top or the side, it comes across and actually basically holds it into position.
Right.
And then tape around the edges, and then watch when I spray over this. Now, any overspray goes onto the masking tape. You let it do the work for you.
And that kit has got so much in it. Details we'll put just on the
Just
bottom
at the bottom of the screen there for you if you want to get the masking kit. and we're going to let Craig do the next demonstration and get to work for us. But again, you'll see how easy the coverage is, no matter what the surface. Whether it's a smooth surface, you saw it on the fence panel, the texture there.
Yeah, we will use it on the textured areas as well, but you can see here how it just covers absolutely perfectly. We are going up and down, but you can go left to right. It's entirely up to you. We're going to cut right into that window ledge, because you can, and we've used that masking kit to make sure if there's any overspray, it's not going to go onto that actual glass. But you can see how quickly you're going to be able to paint a whole room, or a garage door, or the ceiling, or perhaps it's the kids' bedroom. Perhaps they've grown so quickly, and now all the cartoon characters are on the bedroom wall. They've gone off them now, and you think it's going to be a nightmare to try and repaint it. Nothing is a nightmare. Perhaps when you put the Christmas decorations up, everything looks a bit drab. Perhaps you've been trying to sell your property and you haven't managed, so you've decided, well, we'll just stay at home. You'll be amazed how good it feels when you have repainted a room.
And that coverage
And that was just one pass over.
One single pass over, that's all it was here, yes.
Blue. Oh, look at that.
And it's still sunny outside. Look, even though it's December, it's still sunny outside.
I think that's how it makes you feel when you paint a room.
It does, yes.
That's the bluest sky I've seen in weeks.
In a long
yeah.
time. So that is our after. And again, not a drip mark.
No, and when we look at the actual finish here, we've got no roller marks, we've got no brush marks, you know. If this was your typical in your front room, of course, you've got your brush, you've run around all the edges like this, top and bottom, along the skating boards, and then you've got your roller and you're up and down, left to right, etc. It dries patchy, it dries kind of flashy, and you need to go over it again and again and again. That's one single coat on there, going from a nice blue colour to a nice grey colour, and it, you know, it is a flawless finish, no brush marks or drip marks on there.
And with that masking kit, because you've used that, you've got into all the detail, haven't you?
That's right, you can then again around the reveals of the windows on there, So not only does it protect the surface, it can also help you cut in nice straight lines.
To get that professional finish.
Certainly when you're doing skating boards or even around your doors and your door frames, etc. So it's saving time as well as serving a purpose.
Yeah, saving time, saving money as well, because you will find you use less paint. That was the before, quite a bright blue to a light grey in one passover, one coverage, which is amazing.
And it's all about time for me. You put off those jobs, don't you? Because they're big jobs. But with this, it makes the job so much quicker. It doesn't matter what surface we're talking about.
No.
Well, we're going to go on to doors next, and I'll tell you, when we moved into our house, the person who was in the house before had repainted their doors. Exactly the door you've got here today. They'd done it by hand, and every time I pushed any of those doors, it drove me mad, because I could always see a drip mark. I could always see a brush mark. You can see the finish is so flawless with the Wagner. So we actually changed, because we hadn't met you then. We changed all of our doors.
Oh, I remember you saying.
We changed every door
because they were painted so badly at the time.
I'll tell you exactly where that was as well. Because
me.
it was the same spot on every door. They'd hand painted every single one.
No.
And when we look at these doors, you'll notice, you know, in these corners, always a drip mark, always. There were brush marks down here and bits of brush.
Bristles,
bristles, no,
and it drove me crazy. Had I known, it would have been so easy to sand that down and paint it myself with one of these.
And that would be the first thing I'd say to people. If they have got drips in the paintwork, do sand them out first. Don't spray over them, because you'll still see the drip there, of course. You're going to get a very thin, flawless finish on this. But as you mentioned, Hayley, these are the vulnerable areas. Because you've got a recess in there and mited corners, when you are going along there with your brush, it catches on there. You don't notice it till you're halfway down, or sometimes you don't notice it till the next day and it's too late then. So again, we're going to spray this time with a gloss paint, and we're going to hold our nozzle about probably 4 to 5 inches away from the surface. And just keep it at a nice steady pace, and I'm going to spray it up and down on here.
And
so
that's
here we
the
go.
same every time, every surface, the distance.
About the same distance, 4 to 5 inches on there, When we're using the larger reservoir, a little bit further, more so about the 6 to 8 inches on there, So here we go on this one.
So again, just watch and see how easy this is. It is a nightmare to do a door like this, because it has got the extra detail where it does tend to catch. But because you spray the finest amount of paint, you don't get those drip marks. It'll look like this is how the door was manufactured, but it hasn't been repainted.
We talk about that factory finish, don't we? And that's what you get with something like a Wagner. I don't think it's going to be too complicated for you to use. It's really easy.
Well, we've just gone massively busy, we've heard. So that's exactly why it's so simple to use. It is only going to be as long as stock is there. And whether you are thinking about doing bedrooms or doors or fireplaces, perhaps it's the kids' room, perhaps it's the living room, perhaps you are thinking, well, I've got a couple of weeks off for Christmas. After Christmas, I could get the garage door done. I could get the fence panels done.
It's indoors, it's outdoors. Remember, with this reduced price, down to $114.99. But if you want to use PayPal Pay in 3, $40.65 is all you've got to pay on your first of 3 payments. Remember, delivered in time for Christmas. If you want to use it as a Christmas present, it's a brilliant box. It comes in a great carry case for you to store it in as well. So $40.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments if you're using our PayPal. Shopontv.co.uk, or you can order on the phone 0333 241 241. Now that is impressive, isn't it?
That is
It really is.
impressive.
Again, it was probably a 1-2 minute job. This door's probably been painted about 50 times, you know, different demonstrations I've done, and still you can see a little bit of the wood grain. You can see all the pattern and the shape, the detail in there.
It doesn't take that away, does it?
No.
Because you don't overload it with
That's
too
right,
much paint.
yeah. And when you are putting it on with the brush, you are technically putting too much on, dragging it up and down and across, but we're just keeping that nozzle that 4 inches away and keeping it up and down. Anyone doing this for the very first time, what we recommend is get a cardboard box, 4 sides on it, put your paint in, turn your paint flow, your airflow down and your paint flow on here. Start off nice and slowly, really, really slowly, look at the finish, then tweak it, turn it up a fraction, get to the second time. By the time you've got past the 4 sides, you then start to see a difference and you find your speed, what you're comfortable with, you know, and then when you're confident, then you can jump on and do all the items within your house.
And that's been done in an absolute instant, and it's absolutely perfect. It could be that door was bought like that.
Yes, it looks like a manufactured finish,
You'd never think that'd been repainted.
No.
So if people do upcycle and things, again, it's giving that factory
Game
finish.
changer for it, and I'm a big lover of upcycling. You know, I buy old second-hand furniture, sometimes 60, 70, 80 years old. Good solid stuff, you know. Give it a clean up, sand it down, then paint spray. It looks brand new. Second life.
We're hugely busy. It's great to have your company this morning. Only second live show to air. First live show, it went limited stock. It sold out afterwards. But I think we may be busier tonight. We had such an early start with ITV and STV. It's only going to be as long as stock is there.
And it is a huge brand, Wagner, in this field. It's market leader, isn't it?
It certainly is, yeah. It's been around over 80 years now, present in nearly 70 countries worldwide as well. And this is the consumer version, a small handheld version. Most of the things around our house is done with Wagner. Our white goods within our kitchens, our cars, our wheel trims, our phones.
Because it's used by trade.
Wagner technology is in factories all over the world. So you've got all that 80-odd years of innovation all brought down to a small, handheld, compact, easy usable device where anyone can use it, any ability, both indoors and outdoors.
Hayley-proof, and it could be that you are a painter and it could save you so much time, or it could be you've thought about doing it, but you failed always with a brush. Honestly, it makes it so simple.
We are going to show you demonstrations with the extension as well, because that's brilliant. When it comes to maintenance as well, Craig, cleaning it, that's not hard, is it?
It's certainly quite easy to do. When you come to cleaning it up, take the head off the reservoir. If there's any paint left in there, put that back into the tin. Then get yourself a bowl or your sink of water. Give the insides of it all a clean up. Take it apart. You don't need any tools whatsoever. Take the float tube out. Make sure that's all cleaned up. And then you can also put a little bit of grease around the head of there. That comes with the unit itself, and it makes it easier to connect and disconnect.
It really is as simple as that. And the thing I love, you can go from one colour paint to another. Because the paint, it's just in the actual attachment, isn't it?
That's right,
it's not dirtying
no
this.
paint goes down here. So people think, is this going to get paint in?
No.
Do I have to clean that out? And the answer is no.
So good.
All that comes through there is the warm air. Likewise with this here. So the warm air obviously only goes down the centre there, comes out here, and goes down there. Once that air goes in, it pressurizes this reservoir, of course. You pull the trigger, it comes up through that flow tube, and out through the centre there.
So much easier than brushes and rollers. And how many times have you cleaned those brushes like you would, or you've actually sat them in the stuff, you know, and then when you go back, they're useless, aren't they? I don't think you can ever use a
It's
paper
a
brush
false
twice.
economy. Sadly, it is,
You're like, "Gotta
not
buy
good
new
for the
ones."
environment.
No,
It
not
isn't,
at all.
no. So I'm going to go from a small reservoir again, now back to the larger reservoir, which I've got some
Here.
This is
walls
great.
behind us here.
Because these are really patterned, so we're talking about real...
Yes.
Real texture, real depth.
It really is, yeah.
with
This
a
is a kind of
roller,
an
that'd be
Artex
impossible.
surface on there.
Yeah.
A lot of us have got it in the hallways, got it on the ceilings, etc. And why we brought it in for a demonstration, Hayley, is because it's hard to paint with a roller. If anyone's done this before with rollers, they know how hard it is. It's just textured, it's difficult, it's messy with a roller, etc. Now, even if it wasn't that, it could be a pebble dash finish.
Yes,
it
on
could
the
be a
house.
brickwork
Yeah.
finish, a blockwork finish. Either way, it's got to be hard with a brush or a roller. Now, of course, you can put your emulsion in this large one, which we did the smooth wall earlier, and the emulsion would work on here, but you can also put a smooth masonry paint in as well. And when we say smooth masonry paint, some masonry paints have a grit and a sand in them. That won't work. That'll block the nozzle up. You'll have to keep cleaning it. So smooth masonry paint, but the surface doesn't have to be. Now, watch this in action. Here we go.
And again, so simple, so quick, so easy, and we're ready to go. You've got both attachments in your kit, so you can use it for the metals and the woods, but you can, of course, use it for all the emulsions and all the paint indoors. Honestly, smooth masonry in here is fantastic. I did Mum's wall just this year, but this is so detailed and textured, but look how perfect and even the finish is.
Yeah, it's about that speed of use, that smoother finish that you get, that efficiency, especially on larger spaces like this, so you're not wasting lots and lots of paint, but you're getting right into the detail.
Without
That's really
spoiling
deep, isn't it?
Yeah, without spoiling it, without creating more of a mess. With a roller, you'd be forever re-going over because you wouldn't catch all the detail. With a paintbrush, I think you'd lose a lot of the detail because you'd be putting too much paint on. I love it on bricks, which again would normally be an absolute nightmare to paint. But look again, and remember, you can change the direction. You can go left to right, you can go up and down. You can actually control the flow of the paint as well. You control the sort of pressure, the air that pushes that paint out. So whatever you're doing, indoors or outdoors, thick paints or thin paints, you are getting that perfect professional result every single
And you're
time.
getting right in there, that depth of brickwork that you've got there.
Right into the...
Can you imagine trying to do that with a brush? How long it would take you?
No. And so awkward and never looking even and going back over it time and time and time again to try and get that proper finish.
Let's have
you
a look.
again.
There we go.
One pass over. That is, I mean, again, it's so perfect here. Which would
So good.
just be... I don't know how else you'd do that because it would be a nightmare with a roller or
You
a
wouldn't
brush.
get that
Yes,
result.
yeah. A roller and a brush, it's difficult to do. You can't do it as good as that. You certainly wouldn't do
no.
it. It's going to take you a long time. Again, it'll dry patchy, and it would need a second or a third coat. We've got an even application, again, because we're keeping that about 5-6 inches away with the larger reservoir, and the atomization of the paint is getting in between all of this pattern shape in there. This is probably only about 4 or 5 millimetres deep, but when we go down lower where we've got the brickwork, these perps in and around a brick are probably 15 millimetres deep. You know, they're more than half an inch deep inside there. And you notice that turn the nozzle, sorry, and I was going left to right. That's predominantly because we've got these bits here. But as I was passing across, we've still got in between the brickwork along there again, because that paint that comes out of the centre is an atomization. It spreads out and it allows you to get in between all of them, which would normally be hard with a brush or a roller if you tried to do
And
it.
how quick was that?
What a
This is the
difference.
amazing thing. Super quick. The finish, well, look at the before and look at the after. And again, because you use so much less paint than if you were trying to do it with a roller or a brush.
Absolutely.
You're saving not only time, you're saving money in my mind.
Yeah, you're saving money, absolutely. I mean, we all value our time. We want to save it, of course, but if you're also saving on paint as well, which the manufacturers say you probably save up to about 10% on the actual paint, on the application itself.
That's another reason my dad loved it. He was quite thrifty, my dad.
Oh, was he?
Yes, he was, yeah.
Anything
A
to say?
Yorkshire man.
Anything to say?
Short arms and long pockets, was it? Yeah.
And you're saving in so many ways. And we have got a market-beating deal as well. We haven't, I don't know how we've done it, we've matched our Black Friday deal. It wasn't meant to be, but it is. And take a look at the price we have to the prices elsewhere.
Well, our usual price of $169.99. Paint sprayer, $145.99. At Toolstation, $149.98. Even at Amazon, $129.99.
We love Amazon. They do great prices,
Not
but
on
still
this deal.
not as good as
Not
us.
on this deal. $114.99 comes down to £40.65 if you use that PayPal payment. So spread your cost interest-free. Make sure you add in the extras, the masking kit, the extension pole. You won't pay any extra on your postage if you want to add in any extras.
And of course, you can split that cost all over PayPal as well. What you must do, though, is please check your baskets through. Hugely busy. Only our second live hour. Delivered in time for Christmas if you want it as a Christmas gift. But perhaps you've got time off over Christmas. So the perfect time to get the house spruced up a little bit.
And what a great present to wake up to.
What a great
what a great present. You
Absolutely.
love someone a lot, don't you? You're buying them one of these. You certainly do.
It's a present for yourself.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they're going to paint your house. I love it.
They
Presents all
certainly
round.
are. Now, front doors, UPVC. Okay. Anyone, again, who's tried to paint them with brushes and rollers normally mess them up, unfortunately. Again, with the Wagner technology, not touching the surface, we're getting that perfect atomization. Anyone thinking of selling their house? Curb appeal is vital.
And
it's
you know,
proven.
you know, you've worked in all those DIY
on thousands
shows.
of DIY programs, and that first 30 seconds impresses people and coming up the drive.
Well, I used to look round and go and look at the house first, and if I didn't like the look of the house, I didn't even ask to
Didn't even bother
look
to
round
go in it.
No, I didn't even bother ringing. I thought I'd look through it outside first of all, and you think, oh gosh, that's going to need loads of work doing. You think, what's it going to be like indoors?
It puts you off.
Yeah,
it puts you off, doesn't it? So watch how we can transform this in less than a minute. Here we go.
I'm just hearing hugely busy. We had more stock than we had for our launch show, and 15% of that stock has sold out and gone. Please do not miss out on an opportunity to get such an amazing deal on such a fantastic product and such a big name. I would say, for me, the absolute #1 in paint sprayers.
And what's blown me away is all the different surfaces that you can go from, you can jump from. Remember, you are getting everything included that you need. You're going to get an 800ml container, a 1300ml container, and that means you can use all those different types of paints.
It doesn't matter whether it's emulsion, vinyl, matte, silk, eggshell, or even soft sheen. It could be smooth masonry. It doesn't matter whether it's sort of walls or plastic or stone or concrete or brick or terracotta. So all different surfaces, your wood and your metal. You've got 2 attachments that allow you to virtually use every single paint treatment that you're going to need. Whether it is outdoors on decking, summer houses, whether it's outdoor garden furniture. Honestly, this is the way you can spruce up your home in just an instant, holding it round about 4 inches away from the area that you're painting. And oh my word, try first of all a bit of cardboard. You will be blown away that I can't paint. Me and Sean, we're the worst DIYers there are. We love our Wagner. We've had our Wagner for absolute years. You have got, though, one of the absolute best and most powerful of the Wagners. But remember, you've always got control. You can control that airflow. You can control that, actually, the paint flow. So if you're doing intricate things, if you're upcycling, like I did Mum's wrought iron chairs, had loads of detail. It never spoilt the detail because it uses the smallest amount of paint. And you can see there...
He's a perfectionist. He's not going to miss anything.
No.
We're over here, Craig.
How about that?
Finish.
How about
so
that for a
impressive, isn't it?
transformation? It really, really is. I turn the paint flow down there and just done it a little bit slower because you've got such a smooth surface being the UPVC finish, and it's flawless. It looks brand new.
I think a lot of people would so shy away from UPVC because they'd think,
Yes.
I'm just going to destroy it, and then that's the end of it.
That's right.
But look at that finish.
Yes, yeah. I mean, this door, Hayley, believe it or not, it was a white one. It went yellow in the sun. It was about 25 years old.
Brilliant.
And we picked it up out of a skip, cleaned it down, give it a gentle sand down with a bit of emery paper, and then spray it up and bring it back to life. Just anyone who's thinking of doing this with UPVC, check with the paint manufacturer that they're buying that it is suitable to key to. We know the Wagner units work with it. It works with it, okay. But just certain types of paints, yeah, that's right, are ideal for,
and look at that before
outside
and
like
after.
that.
Oh my word.
It's super impressive, isn't it?
Has completely brought your house back to life. If you are trying to sell, make sure it looks great from that curb appeal. Or perhaps you've been trying to sell and you haven't managed, and now you're thinking, oh, we're going to have to stay. Spruce the whole house up. You'll be amazed. I think it's so good for your mind as well when you have repainted the hallway, the living room.
It refreshes you as well as the house, doesn't it?
Even if it's just the fireplace, all of a sudden it's like a new, fresh home again. And I think sometimes after you take the Christmas decorations, another reason to buy it right now is the house looks so bare,
dull, doesn't it?
And you notice as you take things down, the skirting boards are really tatty. You've noticed the ceiling a bit more, haven't you? And perhaps the kids have grown and their bedrooms are so childlike now, and you really would like to spruce up that bedroom in an instant. But grab this deal because I can't believe we've worked with Wagner for so long. This deal's phenomenal and stock is disappearing.
20% of the stock gone. So much more of that in allocation in baskets right now for you. The price is spectacular. We've held our Black Friday launch price for you. If you buy it elsewhere right now, you're not going to get this bundle at this kind of price.
We're market beating.
We are at
You
Paint
go to the
Sprayer.
paint sprayer,
Yep.
there you go, nearly £146, nearly £150 at Tool Station. Amazon, we always check Amazon deals, £129.99. Have a look at our price. We're going to deliver this to your door. We'll allow you to split that cost over those 3 payments if you're ordering on our website. And my goodness, you even get a 4-year warranty. Just make sure you register it online within a month. Honestly, you have got every demonstration we're doing, you've got what you need in this fabulous case.
Yeah, the
actually.
carry case is
so
brilliant
perhaps
in
you are a
itself.
tradesman, perhaps you want to put that in the van and take that with you. My dad was a builder and the one thing he hated doing was painting. It took so long and it never looked, my dad was a perfectionist, it always looked like it'd been repainted. Once we got him a Wagner, he couldn't believe how therapeutic it was, but the finish
That factory
was perfect.
finish
And of
every
course you've got the
single
two
time.
attachments, so whatever paint and whatever job you're thinking about, you have got the right tool, the best tool in my mind for the job.
Use that PayPal Pay in 3, £40.65 on your first of 3 payments. If you've not shopped with us before, you just need the number at the top of the screen, 875716. We would advise you, though, we've got a couple of brand new accessories
And
that we
they're
haven't
flying,
had before.
yep.
Craig's going to show us the extension in a moment. The extension is brilliant if you want to get up high, down low.
Summer house roof, or perhaps it's a tree house, or if perhaps you want to do the decking, you don't want to get down on your hands and knees. The extension allows you to do the job so easy.
brilliant.
And also keeps your feet firmly on the ground because it gives you that extra reach.
Yeah, that's the extension. It gives you an extra 2 feet in reach there. We'll see that in action in a moment. 171917, the
And you'll
item
split
number.
that over those 3 payments, so it makes it so affordable.
Yeah.
So my maths isn't great, but it's around about £13 extra.
No extra
'cause you've got
postage.
No extra delivery.
Yeah.
And then you'll see we've masked up the studio, we've masked up to areas when we've got windows and things. One of the biggest and best things to do when you're painting is prep.
Definitely.
And this masking kit is, oh my goodness, incredible. Brand new today. So much in it. Different lengths. Some of the masking, the actual sheets have the masking tape already there, so you just stick it up and the sheet then just falls
rolls
down.
down, yeah,
Allows
brilliant.
you so easily to do a whole room, so you can just do the ceiling.
Comes with the cutting
do
tool
skirting
included
boards,
as well.
yeah,
And you get a
absolutely
whole
brilliant.
bundle. Take a look at how much you get on the website for $29.99. 157198 is your item number if you want to go for that masking kit. In fact, you'll see everything there. If you want some microfiber cloths, they're brilliant as well. When you're doing your cleaning, you get 20 microfiber cloths there for $19.99. Anything you buy on the show, you'll pay that one postage across the show.
Now remember, 20%. Oh no, not 20%. A quarter of the stock now has sold out and gone. And we are so excited to have Wagner with us. I'm more excited we've got Craig with us. We haven't worked with Craig
for a
such a long time. It's great to have you
lovely
with
to
us.
see you guys.
Really
It
lovely
really,
to see
really
you.
is.
And though you are a DIY, we know, we know it's your trade sort of thing.
Yep.
I can use this.
Yes.
Sean's dad, my dad,
Yes,
use this.
yeah.
It's so simple to use.
It is quick and easy to pick up, so simple to use. We've got hundreds of online videos as well. I mean,
Great.
we're live on TV here, and I'm going quite quick around the demonstrations, etc., because we want to try to show as many things, you know, as it can do, and it can do hundreds of things. If someone gets it at home, have a little look at our videos.
Brilliant.
It
Great.
talks you through the step-by-step stage, diluting paint, setting it up, the cleaning it. Things like this, the extension handle, how to get the best out of your masking tape kit as well, you know.
That masking
to really,
tape, it's brilliant.
It's a game changer.
Brilliant.
It really, really
but
is.
This, as soon as I bought mine, I bought this as well.
Yes, and you can use it in so many areas as well. As you said, it's 2 foot long, 600 millimetres all in all, and it's simple. It can be used on the 2 reservoirs. I've got it on the small one now for the wood and metal work, but you can also use it on the large reservoir if you're spraying sealant. So, you know, I'm only short, but that extra 2 foot reach can get you up to an 8 foot sealant by keeping your feet safely on the ground when you're spraying them.
Absolutely.
Also, decking, I'll do this demonstration in a minute. But if you're doing fence panels, imagine this in your garden. You've got lots of greenery, plants everywhere there, and you don't want to step on them or push through.
It gives
You
you
can
the
pop
reach.
it through and get in between them and
Great.
get down at the bottom. You know, it saves you damaging your plants on there. But wait till you see this in action. I'm going to do probably about 4 square metres here of decking, and I'm not even going to have to bend over like you'd have to do with a paintbrush or a roller. Here we go.
And it's going to be perfect. Take a look. We've done it before. I think we've got it before.
And you won't get all that flooding in the grooves on the actual decking that you can see there. And we are at the busiest point of the show. Now, details on the screen are for your Wagner. Remember the extension that you're seeing there. You can add that in. That's just, we're going to pop that at the bottom of the screen for you there, and you'll find it on the website.
Because the fact now we're doing decking and you're not having to bend down, get down on your hands and knees. When you see the finish, oh my word, the finish is incredible. You won't have loads of paint in the grooves.
You're not
those
flooding
grooves,
it, are you?
Yeah, they're the non-slip grooves, so you want to keep those and it won't overflood the grooves. It'll be like a factory finish. Honestly, it's amazing.
Look how
but then at the
easy it
same
is.
time, you could be doing a ceiling. You could have the bigger attachment on and be doing a ceiling with your feet firmly on the ground. So that extension is well worth popping into your basket. And when you split it over 3 payments, you'll hardly notice you're paying any extra. But again, in an instant, such a vast area covered.
Look at the space that you've done in a matter of moments. And again, it looks brand new. Now, we've got some decking and we didn't do it ourselves.
No.
We got someone in to do it.
OK.
It cost a fortune. It cost a
Again,
fortune,
prior to knowing Wagner,
yep.
and we paid someone to do it, and it did. It was, I can't remember exactly how
before
much
we had the
it
Wagner,
was,
wasn't
but it was a good, like, £1.50 and a half.
I would
or something.
imagine they would charge a lot because it's not an enjoyable job to do, and it's time-consuming as well.
Especially
you
if
know.
you're doing
It took
it. So what's the
Yes, yeah.
alternative if you've not got the Wagner?
I mean, you can use a roller or a brush. I've seen people using the pads. It's not very effective. If we look closely to the surface, there's lots of little routed-out grooves in there, designed for a non-slip tread, of course. It's hard to get the paint in and out of all of them. Now, if you don't paint in between all them, that's where the rain, of course, is going to settle. That's going to penetrate through and start to decay it. So, again, like our fence panels, it's exposed to the elements all year round. It needs to be treated regularly. And you can use, you know, clear wood treatments in this, varnishes, lacquers, stain ones like what we've used there now. That's what it looked like, just a minute or 2 ago. And one full solid coat on there. It looks a little bit shiny at the moment with our studio lights, but once that dries nice and like it dry a matte finish and it'd be a non-slip tread in there, it's going to look fantastic.
It's a huge space that you covered in a matter of moments.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And as you can see, there is a little small bit of overspray around the side. So again, that's where your masking tape kit is going to come in handy. If this was in your house, it may butt up to the walls of your house or your neighbour's fence or anything. So just mask up around the edges of your brickwork using your masking tape kit, and then let that do its job. And then you can freely spray your decking and not have to worry about any overspray affecting any of the brickwork.
Brilliant results we've seen so far. We've got loads more demonstrations that we want to show you, because it's not just big areas, it's intricate, detailed areas as well. Maybe it's the spindles on your banister.
It might be garden furniture, it might be a wrought iron bench, you know, whatever it may be. It may be that you upcycle, it might be some drawers, it might be perhaps you want to change the kitchen, but you don't want to take all the units out. You'll just paint those units. You can do it with a Wagner, because you have both the attachments. It means you can do every single job, because you have got the right attachment that will take any paints, even to your smooth masonry paints as well. So if you're doing the outdoor brickwork, and remember, it's amazing on textured areas. We just saw it on the decking, how it doesn't over flood, and where the actual grooves were. If you've got a textured sort of wall, again, it doesn't ruin the texture. If you're painting the wooden doors that we changed, every door in our house,
detail in there, because there was brush marks, there was drip marks.
The people before had repainted them, and there were drip marks. Every time you pushed the door, you saw a drip, or you saw a bit of brush still in the paint. And, you know, you never get a proper finish, I don't think, with a brush or a roller. Whereas this gives a factory fit. It looks like that was how the door has always been. That's the colour the decking was always been. That's the colour the fence had always been. We've done some amazing befores and afters, and we've done those live in the studio in just minutes. So a job normally that can take perhaps days, like the fence there, or the fences you've got at home, in about a minute or so, that's one panel done.
And it's complete coverage. It's that one pass away that you see there. It's interiors and exteriors. As you can see, we've done interior doors, we've done decking, we've done that fence panel that you see there. We've got lots more really intricate details. We've got that wall with the inset window. Let's show you that one.
Well, the great thing is, if you do want to redecorate the house, if it is the living room, it's the kids' bedroom, it's your bedroom, and painting can take a long time. Perhaps it's the hallway, but all of a sudden, again, because you've got a professional product that really can help turn you into, you know, get a professional finish. You feel like you're a professional painter. You can do those areas really quickly. So it's not that big job anymore. Perhaps you've got a couple of weeks off over Christmas. Look how textured that is. And the finish is amazing.
A surface like that would be a nightmare.
Can you imagine a roller on there?
A roller wouldn't work, would it?
Well, you'd keep going back over,
and a brush.
And that you'd get some bits where it was darker, lighter, some bits that wouldn't have taken, some bits where there's, again, the drip marks because it's so textured. A perfect finish every single time. Now, this blew us away. This is your front door. And perhaps a door you looked at and you thought, oh, gosh, there's no way I could try and paint. If I paint that, I'm probably going to ruin it for life and we'll have to change it.
Look at the coverage.
And again, that was one pass over.
Yeah, it's quicker painting, it's less mess, there's no drips or brush marks.
Less paint. You know, I've got some great 5-star reviews, but lots of people say, I use so much less paint. I do my fence panels every year. I did it so much quicker, but actually I use so much less paint than so saving on time and saving on money. And decking, these are all things that are so expensive. If you don't look after them, they will deteriorate. They're outdoors in that awful weather all the time. In an instant.
Not flooding with paint, not wasting paint, not getting paint in the tracks, so it's still got that grip, and that's what you want from decking. A lot of people use that kind of decking for fences as well, so to get that coverage so quickly. Now, got to remind you of those couple of extras as well. If you want the masking kit or you want the extension that Craig just used.
If you're after the main unit, stock is depleting really quickly. We're now at 30%. Another 5% keeps disappearing every few minutes. 30% of the stock entirely sold out and gone. Don't forget, it does come with the case. And do register it online within that first month and you will get a 4-year warranty. It comes with a 3-year, but you will get an extra year on that if you register it. However, add on the extras, like Sean says. Go for the extension. That's how we did the decking without getting down on our hands and knees. Or the ceiling.
Up high.
Without having to balance on a chair,
nice and safe,
on a stool or something, keeping your feet firmly on the ground. The extension is 25% of the stock. We'll give you the details of that. Pop it into your basket right now because that will be disappearing really quickly. And, of course, splitting that cost over those 3 payments works out about £13 extra. So 25% of the stock has sold out and gone. 171917 is your item number.
I'd definitely add that in. No extra on your postage, like we were saying. And the other essential essential is that masking kit using around the entire home. There's so much included in that masking kit. It means you've got massive coverage if you're doing those big jobs, and that's just $29.99.
The prep is so important. If you've prepped your room right, honestly, you can get the job done so quickly. And we prepped our whole studio using one of these kits, and we've still got loads left. Oh no, just
Sam,
say
thanks, Sam. Thanks,
it was
Craig.
shop on TV,
Thanks,
Sam. But yeah, the Royal We. That is such a great kit to get. So grab that again whilst the stock is there. Busy, busy, busy. And back to our main item. And please remember, so easy to set up. But do remember, if you miss out on our stock today, you're going to kick yourself because you'll think, I want it. So you'll go out and look for it. That's what I do. It's sold out. Well, I really want it now. And you'll look elsewhere and you think, why didn't I buy it when it was $114.99? Because elsewhere,
well, yeah, at
we've
Paint
got a
Sprayer,
great deal.
you can see $145.99 at Toolstation, $149.98. Even at Amazon, it's just under £130. We've got it for $114.99. The fact you don't have to pay that today if you're buying online with your PayPal account, £40.65 on your first of 3 payments. 875-716. Add that into your basket. Shopontv.co.uk, or you can order it on the phone. 03333 241 241.
We're so
massively busy.
We're going to be in a situation, you know how our system works. There's going to be more people ordering than stock is available, and you will kick yourself if you miss out on this deal. Remember, if you order right now, you're going to get it delivered in time for Christmas as well. It's going to be a great Christmas gift too. But let's get back over to Craig, because it's seeing it in action. What have you got for us next, Craig?
Next is the dreaded, the spindles. This is the one nobody likes painting. It doesn't look much, just these little thin pieces of timber here. But when we look closely, it is because you've got 4 sides to each of this spindle, where you've got 4 squares there. You've got all this moulded detail here, thin, thicker, etc. So it's very hard to do. And remember we said earlier about the doors, when you're catching the lip of the detail and then you're getting the drips on them. These are vulnerable for it, really are.
Here, and you think, why did I start this job? Why did I even bother? Because it's going to take me forever to do all of this.
It really is. It's quite soul-destroying, is probably the word.
Yes, that's exactly the word.
You know, this is only probably about a third of the size of an average staircase. And I'll do this in a couple of minutes, but doing it with a brush, you're talking a couple of hours. You really are.
Or days,
watch how quick. Or days, yes. Watch how quick we are on this.
So can we take a before graph?
Oh, yes, have a little look at it.
Before and after. So quick before, so you can see what it was, and then you can see how it's finished. Go, Craig, go. And remember, so many 5-star reviews. Bought this item to see if it works as well as detailed by yourselves. And yes, we spray painted our fence panels, 6-foot panels by 7 in 40 minutes. And that was the time spent pulling the brushes out as well, by the way, the bushes, the actual wild bushes. So honestly, absolutely brilliant, and really did save them so much time, so much quicker when we used it. And they're going to do loads more jobs. Can't wait till spring to get the sheds done. And there's so many great 5-star reviews. I watched the sprayer, and actually someone watched for well over a year, and they couldn't believe when they actually did buy it how good it was. It's better than advertised.
I think most people think that because it is a bit daunting when you first look at it, but when you get it home and you start using it, do that test like Craig said, you'll be amazed. Look how detailed this balustrade is on the staircase, how you get into all that detail, how you do it in a matter of moments. It's quicker painting, it's less mess, there's no drips, there's no brush mark.
The finish is a professional finish. It's a factory finish. It will look like your stairs were put in that colour. They were when they were made, they were that. Not that they were repainted. It won't look repainted. And it allows you to spruce up your house, but spruce it up to that professional finish. There's nothing worse than doing a job yourself and it not looking good. And then every time you go up those stairs, you'll notice the drip mark, you'll notice the bits of brush that are still in the paintwork. Remember, holding around about 4 inches away away from the area that you're painting. And you can go, of course, up and down on the spindles, but you can go left to right as well. You can control the
I love
airflow,
that.
the paint
You-
flow.
You're in control of everything.
Complete control, yeah. Every single time.
The actual paint that's coming out there, the speed that you've got coming through there as well. And we will talk about overspray as well, because people sometimes think, oh, well, isn't it going to overspray everywhere? So we'll talk about that again in a moment.
Because of the technology from Wagner and very little overspray, always have your masking kit so you can protect areas, but you've got less mess, no drips, no brush marks, no roller marks, so much quicker than trying to do this by hand. It would be a job you wish you had never started, but actually with Wagner you look for more jobs to do, and a lot of people say that in the 5-star reviews. I can't stop painting, my husband won't stop painting. I absolutely love it, and you will in an instant suddenly feel so much fresher. It's amazing when you paint an area at home, how it's not just, you know, it looks good, you feel good. You know, it brightens your everyday.
Well, it changes your mood because everything's lifted, isn't it? I loved what you said about Christmas, because after Christmas we take everything down.
Oh, it's so
everything's
bare.
dull, everything's bare.
And you've noticed all how
all
bad
the cracks
the ceiling
and
is,
the marks.
how awful the skirting boards are, and then all of a sudden you've got this waiting, ready for you to get the job done. Perhaps you are, you know, taking a couple of weeks off work. That's the time, and it's therapeutic. Honestly, it's one of those products that you do think, oh gosh. I got out in the garden when we first tried it on a bit of cardboard. I did Mum's wrought iron table and chairs. Then I did the bench, and I did the wrought iron table and chairs in a green, and did the end of the bench in the green because that was wrought iron. And then we're like, let's get the summer house done. You're just looking for something else. It could be the garage door.
The other thing is, it doesn't take forever. It's not a big chore to do, is it? So it makes the job so much easier.
And remember, any paint. I even did Mum's outdoor wall. All the top bits to the wall in a white. So I just used a smooth masonry paint. It will use a smooth masonry paint as well. Oh my word, Craig.
Looks brand new,
It's a
doesn't
transformation, isn't it? And it
Isn't
was a
it?
darker, you know, a lot darker colour. This is a very light grey now. And that's
But you
just
can't see
one
any of the blue
single
through.
coat on there.
Yeah.
And no.
It's amazing.
I mean, I've only done the 3 sides of it, of course. I go round the back side and then obviously do the 4th side to each spindle. But probably, 12 spindles there, a handrail, a newel post. 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
It's crazy how quick you can do it.
It really is.
It's quick, but it's a brilliant result.
Yes, yeah. That's what it looked like
that was
just
the
a
colour
couple
before,
of minutes
in case
ago.
you missed it.
Yep.
Wow. You'd think you'd have to go over that time and time again,
Yes.
wouldn't you?
Yep. No. And that blue, you know, could bleed through, you know. And if it does a little bit, it's not a problem. Just put a nice thin lacquer of it on. If you still see a little bit of the colour in between, just do a second coat, 20 minutes, half an hour later. But again, this is another job where you would need your masking kit. In your masking kit, you get the 2 wall drapes that we've showed you about, the small one that I did the windows with, and then the large one that we have right the way around the back.
So
but you
good,
also
that
get a
kit.
ground sheet in there as well.
Brilliant.
A
So
you've
roll-out
got
ground
floor
sheet, about
coverage as
20
well.
square metres. So again, pop that up and down your stairs, and that's the ground sheet on the left-hand side there now, the large one that's draped out. So you put that over your stairs on the floor, and then the 38mm roll of masking tape that's there, tape down the edges of it, and then you're perfect then.
I remember we used to always sell out of this. I think it took me
Yep.
about 6 shows to actually get mine. Because
actually
it
get it.
sold out time and time again. So it took me ages to get my own set. And it's so important, that masking kit set. Definitely put that into your basket. And if you are buying your Wagner as a present, that could be a present perhaps from the kids. You could buy the main item.
Yeah, that's a
and then the
great
kids
idea.
could actually wrap that up, and that could be the next present. And of course, splitting that cost, it's only about just under £10 extra, because you don't pay any extra delivery. Just hearing how busy we are, I think we could have a bit of a sell-out of everything the way we're going. A third now of the entire stock of the main item, and we have got...
We're only just
Can
an hour in.
You sing, Craig?
Oh, Oh, not very well. Not very well, no.
I've seen it. I've seen it. It's
We could
impressive.
lose viewers for sure if you started me singing.
Maybe we'll get you dancing instead.
Yeah.
So you please must check your baskets through, and then we will hear Craig sing and dance. Now, so many different things to show you. Check everything out of the website, shopontv.co.uk. On the website, go to our live hour. That'll take you through to everything that we've got available. But what you must do is shop really, really smartly. Scroll down and then pop into your basket and check your baskets through. We're going to be in a situation where more people are ordering than stock is available very, very, very
And remember,
quickly.
this is your last chance to get it this year. It's your last chance to get it delivered in time for Christmas. So if you're thinking of a Christmas present, brilliant timing.
And you'll kick yourself if you don't buy it, because we're market beating as well. Every reason to get. And when I think about paint sprayers, the only brand I think about is Wagner.
Is Wagner, absolutely,
to me,
yes.
they're the absolute number one, aren't they?
They really, really are, you know. And I do demonstrations at a thing called a professional painter and decorating show. So you're up against the trades who are critical at every avenue, you know. And I have gentlemen come up to me and they say, I've used a paintbrush 20, 30, 40 years. I'd never touch one of them. And I say to them, can I just have 2 minutes of your time? We have demonstrations like this, you know. And they're like, I say to them, you know, how long would it take you? And they get their phones out, they show me the love. And don't get me wrong, they've done a fantastic job. It's their trade, and they've been doing it for 40 years, not just one staircase for 40 years. But, you know, they show me, and they're really, really proud of it. And I say, just give me 2 minutes. And I remind them that I'm not a professional painter and decorator. Bricklayer by trade, you know. I generally don't like painting when it comes to brushes and rollers, just like your dad. And then I do a demonstration like this where we know it's hard to do. And the moment I finish it, they're inspecting every little bit of it. And then they're like, how much did you say one of them was? And I say, you told me a minute ago you never want one of them. You never want one of them.
Honestly, that is the truth.
We've got to let everyone know at home, apologies if you're waiting on the phones. We've got queues on the phones. If you can go to the website, please do. If you hang on, the operators will get to you as soon as possible. But if you can go to the website, you can get straight there. You can select your item and you can check out.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
We're so proud to have Craig and Wagner with us. It's only the second live show. First live show virtually sold out before the end of the show, went limited stock, and then that stock disappeared. We've got it back available and even bought you the launch price as well. And we managed to get a bit more stock, but it is disappearing really quickly. What are you going to show us next?
OK, so we have been doing lots of big demonstrations throughout the day. It's perfect for small, detailed work as well. So picked a couple of items that have different surfaces on. One here, we've got, you could have a terracotta pot, a plastic pot on there. You've also got a louvered door like this as well, and also a piece of wicker, what could be wicker furniture, but in a plant pot there. So here we go, just let me show you. So I've taken my paint right down on this now, nice and slow, and the airflow down. Here we go.
And that's the great thing, you've got such control that doing more detailed work, doing smaller items or stenciling and things like that onto walls.
I think you'll do a lot of things that you wouldn't expect to do once you start using it. Yeah, Craig often used to do like stencil details, didn't he, on walls?
Because you've got that control, and you've got more control than you could ever imagine. And what you'll get is a factory finish, a professional finish, not a drip mark inside, not a brush mark. It won't look like it has been repainted. And sometimes we can ruin things, can't we? If you look at it and you think you did such a bad job and it just looks like someone's thrown a paintbrush at it. All of a sudden you're looking at it and you're not sure, has it been? No, it was bought like that. It's such a professional finish. And because it only uses a small amount of paint, not only does it save you time and save you money, but it also keeps all the detail. Whereas a lot of the time,
ruin it.
you can put too much paint on and you lose.
And with
all that
detail like that, where it's like embossed onto the pot, you'd end up with brush marks, drip marks. It wouldn't give you the coverage. You can get the coverage in the most detailed areas, or those huge spaces like your walls. That's impressive, Craig.
And that could be a plastic, that could be a terracotta.
It could, yeah. It doesn't matter what material it is. Again, just when purchasing the paint, make sure it's ideal for that particular surface you're going to. As always, make sure they're clean and dry, dust-free. Give them a quick sand down, and then the paint is going to key to them really well. So we've got a nice smooth surface finish on that particular pot there. We can see the detail on there. Again, it's like a manufactured result, you know, and this has been out in the garden for quite a few years. We've sprayed it a number of times, but we literally have brought it back to life. So my next demonstration for you...
Look at it
There's
before.
the before.
Oh, is that what it looked like before?
Spin it round just a little bit for the after, so we can see the detail on the front.
We've got it.
They've got it right
They're
already.
very good upstairs.
They're very good, aren't
My
they, with
word.
these befores and afters? Look at that. I mean, that is phenomenal.
Now, we've got to let everyone know 40% of the stock now is gone. That's 40 of a huge stock. Please be quick if you want to get hold of this bundle. What's next, Craig?
OK, I've got a louvered door. This is very like the spindles. Nobody likes painting these with a paintbrush and roller. Very, very difficult. I'll just lean it against there, and I'm going to spray it. I'm going to turn my nozzle left to right now and spray it from left to right.
So that's the other great thing. You can go left to right, you can go up and down, depending on what you're doing, what coverage you want. You can control the paint flow coming out of there. So you really are in control of everything, aren't you?
That's it, which means you get such a great finish, such a perfect finish, such a professional finish, using the smallest amount of paint, so saving on paint, saving on time. These could be, perhaps you've got these on the outdoors of the house.
Shutters, yeah.
And that could revamp the whole look. Perhaps you're trying to sell your property. And again, that's a tricky thing to paint by hand.
It really, really is tricky. Again, these edges along here are the vulnerable bits. When you're going across there, stroking it with the brush, you keep catching this lip along here. That's where the paint is going to build up, start to drag, and then, of course, drip down there. It's a very slow, tedious, not enjoyable thing to do with a paintbrush. It really, really is.
And so you probably won't do it.
Yes, and you do. You put them off, you know. And remember, it's not just paints in here. We haven't mentioned any paint, any colour, any brand as well, you know.
Yes.
I've used hundreds of them all over the years, from the cheapest ones right up to the top trade ones, you know. Pretty much 99% of them perfect, straight out the can. You might need to dilute some of them if they're a little bit thicker. But again, lots of our videos online just show some of the dilutions and the easier ways to actually do them. But generally, any paints, any colours, any brands. So I'm going to go from the door over to a wicker basket now. This could be your wicker furniture. Excuse me. When people have wicker furniture in, for instance, say, a conservatory, and the sun's magnified in on there, they tend to lose their colour, you know, or it bleaches the colour out of them if they've got like a wood effect or whatever. So again, clean them down. Use like a chalk and mineral-based paint is good for keying to surfaces like this. But again, it's very, very hard to do with a brush, because again, the brush will just catch in between all of this weaved kind of detail, and it would spoil it. It would ruin it. It really was. You can see it there when it's close up. Very hard to do with a brush or roller. But watch how we can bring this to life now. I'll go back to that lovely, vibrant blue. And this time I'm going to turn the nozzle up and down and spray from top to bottom.
From different colours,
I was just going to say that,
exactly that. You've got the large attachment and the small attachment. The small attachment more for your wood and your metal, so your larger attachment more for your emulsions and using for your walls and your ceilings. But it means, like Craig was saying, any paint, any colour, any brand. Get that right paint, and whatever that material, get that perfect finish. And a wicker, this could be your wicker furniture, perhaps looking a bit worse for wear. Bringing it back to life, but not spoiling it, because you know you're only using the smallest amount of paint and getting that perfect finish so it doesn't overflow and lose the detail of the wicker. We are hugely busy. Stock-wise, that stock is depleting super fast, over 40% now, sold out and gone. More in baskets. You desperately do need to clean your baskets through. And remember, we have got the extension pole as well, half the stock of that sold out and gone. I think we're going to have a bit of a sell-out night tonight. Remember, finish-wise, you will get this finish. And though we know Craig as a great DIYer doing fabulous jobs, you're not a painter, Craig.
No, certainly not a painter. I've used paintbrushes and rollers many a times in the past. I didn't enjoy doing it.
No.
And I worked hard at it, and I had to get a good result. You know, it's when I run a building company for customers, etc. And hundreds of the makeover shows we worked on, I had to use paintbrushes and rollers. And it was only probably 15 years ago. Myself, I came across Wagner, and I was on a TV programme. We had lots of doors to do, and Wagner gave us a unit for me to test it out.
Right.
And it sat in the van for a couple of weeks, in being fairness. And on this one project, we had about 7 or 8 doors to do. I thought, I'll give it a go, you know, because I was the one who was having to paint them with a brush on there. I got it out, and it was the first time I set up, and that was the changing point for me. Game changer straight away. It saved time, and I got a better result because I didn't generally enjoy painting with a brush or roller. But just look at the finish on that.
The detail in there, there's no way you'd do it with anything else, really.
That could have a really posh cardboard label on and be worth a fortune, because it looks like that is brand new.
Yes, brand new. And again, this has probably been sprayed 20 or 30 times. You know, you can still see the definition, you can still see the detail on there. Nothing at all is spoilt. It really, really is impressive. And remember, you get a standard 3-year warranty on all Wagner products, and when they purchase it, if they go on Wagner's website and register the purchase, in the first 30 days, the 4-year free of charge gets bolted on. No other brand or manufacturer who make paint spraying systems give you that 4-year.
That's peace of mind, 4-year warranty.
It really is.
And that's the confidence they've got.
That is how confident they are. They know they're world leaders. They know that the products do exactly what they say they do on the actual tin.
Again, if you are watching and you're thinking, oh, I bet it's really awkward to clean because it's always a pain to clean after you've decorated, this is great as well.
The only 4 to 5 minutes is there's queues on the phones again, Craig.
Yes, still queues on the phones, OK.
So this is how easy it is to clean up on the phones. We will get to you as soon as we possibly can. Could you talk us through that, Craig?
Yes, certainly. Get yourself a bowl of warm water. If there's any paint left, pour it straight back into the can. Then clean all the unit. Take it apart. You don't need any tools. Make sure you remove the flow tube, clean all that out. When you're putting it back together, you get a little tube of grease, put that across the top ring, and it helps it to connect it and disconnect it.
It's really clever, isn't it? Because you look at it and you think, oh, it's all going to be full of paint, and it's not. It's only the
you
pot
don't realise it's your
and
canister,
that's it. Everything else, the paint isn't there. It's that air, and you've got such control. You've got the 2 attachments to whatever paint, any colour, any brand. Whether you want to do indoors or outdoors, whether you want to do walls and ceilings, or whether you want to do, we're going to do a fireplace in a bit. Just by painting the fireplace, it will change the whole look.
It'll transform your room, won't it? I mean, if we take a look at some of the befores and afters, the pictures of what we've done throughout the show. I say we again. Craig's been working very hard. He started off with a fence panel, and the difference and the speed that you can do that fence panel.
Because that's a big old job, isn't it, doing the fences outside? And you have to look after them. That was before, and this was after. And we are talking in about a minute or so. We didn't time it, but honestly, super, super quick. And so easy. You can go horizontally, you can go vertically. You can get the right flow and that sort of right pressure. You can honestly get it so precise for whatever job you're doing that every job has this professional finish. This was indoors doing a wall, but doing the walls going into a window.
Yeah, so in that window area, Craig used that masking kit, so you got the nice sharp cutting edges that you see around the window. You can see the masking kit we've used within the window space, but then on the after, Craig took it away and it gave you that lovely sharp edge.
We did that on the summer house, so on all the glass areas, and then, you know, quite a decent-sized summer house. So quick and easy to do, and with the extension right up to the roof as well. What else have we done? Well, we've done well, we say we again. Well, this was I love this. Perhaps you've got this on the side of your building, and that really textured. What's it called? On the
Artex.
side. Artex. Or that's in the house.
Pebble dash outside.
Pebble dash. I'm thinking, outside. It doesn't ruin the detail. If you tried to paint that with a roller, you'd be forever.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to do it with a roller.
There'd always be patchy, wouldn't it? You'd do it with a brush, and there'd always be drips. A perfect finish, like that's the colour it always was. And then a UPVC door, you'd think, never dare try.
Never think to touch it.
Because the door will be wrecked.
All Craig said is make sure you're using a paint that adheres to UPVC, like you said, and it'll pass through the Wagner and give you that perfect result that you see there. Again, you've got detail on the door, haven't you? It's not just a block.
No drip marks, no brush marks, no roller marks, no mess, hardly any overspray, that professional finish. If you're trying to sell the house, that curb appeal, you could really spruce the house up in an instant. But then outdoors, perhaps it is, we looked at the actual fence panels, perhaps it's your decking. Now, we use the extension here, over 50% of the extension has sold out and gone. Look at the difference in the decking.
And you've not flooded the decking. You've not overused the paint.
The grooves are the non-slip.
Well, they fill with paint if you use a brush, don't they?
They do, and you've lost then the non-stick. But again, because it atomizes, that's the right word, the paint, and uses the smallest. Honestly, it will never flood areas. It'll never ruin the detail. It's absolutely fabulous. And honestly, we have this at home. We've had our Wagner for years. Wouldn't be without it. We are the worst DIYers. And it's Shaley proof because it is so simple to use.
Both of us or either of us.
Now, the spindles.
Yeah, on the stairway. Again, because there's so much detail.
Why did I start
You've got the block, you've got the square, you've got 4 sides, you've got the round pieces that you see there. With a brush, absolute nightmare.
We'd have been divorced before we got to the top of that.
Definitely.
If we were using a paintbrush and paint. And we haven't got married yet. We would, but we'd have been separated. Look at that finish. And again, that was a darker sort of, or bright blue, I should say. It was bright blue. And then to that lighter shade, yet that one passover covered. It was just one coat, which is brilliant.
And it's not just the big surfaces as well. It's the smaller, detailed, intricate surfaces. If you've got loads of mismatched plant pots in different finishes...
Because that could be terracotta, could be plastic. As long as you get the right paint, remember, any paint, any colour, any brand, get that right paint for the terracotta. Look at that in an instant. I spent a fortune changing all my pots to a blue pot so they all matched. You could
just
change all your pots to blue pots, which is brilliant. This next I love because I think lots of us have got, perhaps on the outside you've got the frames to the windows, the shutters, that perhaps you don't use them, but they sit there.
They're just ornamental,
And they'd be a nightmare.
Well, lots of people have those inside as well now, those shutters. If you want to change the design, it's so easy if you're using something like a Wagner. And remember that masking kit, I would definitely add that in because you can mask all the areas around it and then you don't have any overspray and you get that perfect finish every single time.
You get the ground sheet as well, which is really good too. And then don't forget, we have, and that was our wicker. If you've got wicker furniture, it's faded in the sun. There's your details for the masking kit, by the way. Really busy on that, £29.99. Just £10 or just under £10 in your PayPal basket because you won't pay any extra delivery. And that could be in a posh shop with a posh label because it looks brand new. So if you do like to upcycle, recycle, it looks so perfect. It's a factory finish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like brand new every time.
Good.
And the deal we've got, we're so pleased we've been able to hold the price. We launched this a few weeks ago for Black Friday. We've kept the Black Friday price. And if you buy it elsewhere, you're not getting the kind of price that we've got for you.
And stock-wise, you might have to buy it elsewhere soon because 45% of our stock has now sold out and gone, but so many more in baskets. If we do sell out, and we do think we will, you'll have to head elsewhere. Paint sprayer, they've got it for £146 practically. Toolstation, virtually £150. Amazon, £129.99. Great, they've got a good deal. They do have great deals, but not as good as ours at £114.99. And split that cost with PayPal as well. And whilst you're splitting that cost with PayPal, why not put in the extension? We used that on the decking, so Craig didn't have to get down on his hands and knees. And you can use it as well on the ceilings without having to balance on chairs or you know, get steps out.
It gives you an extra 2 foot of reach, either up high or down low.
Because stock-wise, well over, two-thirds, I was going to say over 50%, two-thirds of the stock.
Yeah, so if you want to get that, Craig will demonstrate it again if we've still got it. We've put everything in a basket on the website.
Yes.
So we've got your main unit, the Wagner unit, we've got the masking kit, and we've got the extension lead there. It's only £63.98 on your first of 3 interest-free PayPal payments. Under £200, yeah, way under £200.
And that could be 3 gifts, perhaps for a Christmas present delivered in time for Christmas, or perhaps you just think, well, actually, I'm off for 2 weeks over Christmas. When we take the decorations down, I could actually get that room tidied up. I think at Christmas we notice all the drabby areas, don't we, in the house, that the ceiling's awful. You think the skirting board's really tatty. And when you take the decorations down, it's so bare bring your house back to life by just painting. Honestly, you'll be blown away at how great it looks, but also how good you feel when you redecorate.
Definitely. Let's get back to those demonstrations with Craig. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome. Craig Phillips joins us with Wagner.
Oh, we should warn you if you're on +1, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Just check stock.
Make sure we've still got some stock left. Check it on the website. But Craig, it's such an easy piece of equipment for everyone to use.
It really, really is. It's fast, it's easy to use, but the great thing is time is one thing, but you get a professional result. I want to come back to some of the items, the most common things that people do, you know, certainly in springtime, summertime, etc., is fence panels. They're very hard to do with the paintbrush. They're very rough sawn timber. You've got to get a lot of treatment on them. This is different than the first one we done. Excuse me. We're going to spray up and down on this one. But here's a little tip for you as well, because some people, when they ask us questions on social media, they say, if I'm spraying it, is it going to go over the fence onto the neighbour's plants, you know? So it goes exactly where you spray it. If you spray it past the fence, of course it's going to go that way. So a quick and easy way to get around it is a little small piece of cardboard, just like that. I'm going to turn it on, show you how easy it is to do.
And that is the truth. There's very little overspray, but just like Craig's saying, you can control that overspray.
That's good.
Just with a bit of cardboard. What a top tip that is. And remember, you can go left to right, you can go up and down, you can control the paint flow, you can control the actual airflow, so you can get the machine to perfection for you, like it's personalised to you. And you can go as quick or as slow as you like, but what you'll find is by holding it around about 4 inches away from the area that you're painting and keep moving, you're going to use so much less paint and save so much time.
And such quicker painting, such less mess when it comes to your actual painting jobs. No drips, no brush marks. You can see this is a single coat coverage that Craig's doing right here. And the fact in this bundle, you've got the 2 reservoirs. You've got the large reservoir and the small reservoir, which is pretty much going to let you use every different type of paint.
Yeah, any paint, any colour, any brand, even to your smooth masonry paints as well. You've got 2 attachments. The smaller attachment that we're using now, 800 mils, that is for your woods and your metal paints, and then you've got the larger attachment that is more for your indoors, your walls and your ceilings. But remember, you can use all those different paints, whether it is gloss or lacquers, or whether it is varnishes or satins, whether you're using this for the sheds or the summer houses, the doors, the skirting boards, window frames, garden furniture, inside furniture. It could be the gates, it could be the brickwork on the house, it could be the floors, it could be the stairs. It is never ending, the jobs you'll find you can do. And you want to do, because it's so satisfying.
And you won't put off. Imagine how many fence panels you've got at home and how long it takes you to do those fence panels, whether it's treating them, whether it's varnishing them, whether it's painting them. How quick was that, and what a result, Craig.
Now we'll come and inspect, Craig.
Please do, come and have a close look.
Let's have a look.
We haven't missed a single inch of
so
there, you
good,
know.
isn't it?
Again, it's 6 foot wide, different than the normal Whaley lap boards. That way it's called a feather edge board, so one edge is lapped across one another. So you technically got 2 sides, so you got your face side and then the little edge lip there.
And it's perfect.
Perfect. It really, really is. We've got a lot of treatment on there. It's going to absorb in there because it's rough sawn timber. It's porous, you know, so it will suck that wood treatment in there. And that's the great thing. Just let it penetrate in there. Add a second coat, add a third coat. It's so quick and easy. Why not? The more you put on there, the better it's going to last. That's what it looked like probably a minute or 2 ago. And that's how you can transform your fence panels.
Finish.
And again, you know, we mentioned earlier about the curb appeal, doing your front doors, very vital. Also, people want to spend more time in the garden. And if you're trying to sell your house and you've got a lot of fence panels in there like that, it's a perfect way of making them look great as well as preserving them.
And with a brush, that would take absolutely
nightmare.
Forever, wouldn't it? And I
Yes.
think you'd never feel you'd get bits where too much paint was, too little paint was. It's so even, and it's like this is how you bought it.
Yes, absolutely. That's what you'd expect it like. And, you know, when these are made up in a manufacturer's and they're stapled together, they're probably tannalised, they're probably dipped for speed, you know, so you would get an even finish as you would expect. But when you paint it then with your paint sprayer, you're getting that manufactured result.
And that's just with one coat you've got that result there.
Yeah,
Brilliant
it really,
coverage.
really is.
Well, loads of people,
impressive, isn't it?
five-star review-wise, one of the things lots of people say is not only did they save time, they saved on the paint they used.
Paint as well, yes. Well, the manufacturers say you save about 10% of your paint, and paint's quite expensive nowadays, you know. Everything's gone up. The whole cost of living has gone up, you know, and so has paint, unfortunately. But, yeah, if you can save that 10% of paint, it is a big savings. But if you're in a trade, your time is valued.
Oh, massively.
You know, we all value our time. Even if you can do the fence panels in an hour and then have the rest of the weekend sitting in the garden enjoying it, instead of having the whole weekend with your brush and roller in your hand. Now, we've mentioned about the extension handle, haven't we?
Yes, and we're really busy. 70% now of that have sold out and gone. You're not all going to get that, so grab it. This I had to buy as soon as I bought the Wagner, because this just makes life even easier to do things.
It really, really
down
is.
and up.
It's basically an extension handle to your unit, so this just clips on like this clip and connect exactly like we would do with the reservoirs. It works for both reservoirs as well, so you can put your large 1300 millimetres on there when you've got your emulsion, and you can go straight up to an 8-foot ceiling high because you've got that extra 2-foot reach from here to 600 millimetres. Ideal for the floor as well when you're spraying down on there. Remember earlier we showed a little clip of the washing side, and inside here we have a suction tube, and the choice is you can put the suction tube forward. So when you're spraying down like that,
clever,
and that's designed because as you do the coverage, your liquid is going to go down, 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 and that is angled that way, so it'll keep drawing the paint up. Likewise with the ceiling, when you're spraying the ceiling, have it pointing down to backwards on there. Again, all of our videos that are online show all these tiny little tips. That's right.
I wish they did that with a body spray.
Yes, yes.
You could do your back. You could do the back of your legs so much easier, couldn't you? That is so good, isn't it?
It really
That's
is.
why Wagner are. They just think of everything, don't they?
leaders,
It is a clever little tip like this, and this is why we encourage people to watch the videos, because I'll tell you why, and this happens generally. I mentioned earlier about the professional paint and decorating show, and this is a true story. Probably 40 times this happened to me. I'll have a gentleman come up and go, Craig, we had one of them off you 4 or 5 years ago, brilliant. Sprayed hundreds of doors, fantastic. Sprayed the decking, beautiful finish, works every time. But every time I spray the ceiling, it doesn't work, it coughs, it spluts. And I say, I take the reservoir off the bottom. I said, the flow tube, have you turned it forward or back? And you see them generally go, oh, you know, 4 years I've had it for. That's why we tell you to watch our videos. Brilliant. So, of course, I've got it pointed to the forward here for spraying down on the ground. So give me a minute or two and we'll have this decking finished for you.
Now, if you want to get that extension tube, you've got to be really quick now. If you've got it in a basket or you want to add it in, 70% of the stock gone. And you can see here why it's so important, whether you're painting down low or up high, as Hayley said, as Hayley and Craig just said about changing that angle. That's such clever technology, isn't it?
Such a clever idea, isn't it? That's why Wagner are, for me, the absolute #1 for paint sprayers. They've got this incredible knowledge and they just make life so much easier for us at home. And professional items in your home will have been sprayed by Wagner systems. You know, your white goods will have been sprayed by a Wagner system. They are simply one of the absolute best, and you have got that technology that you can use at home, indoors or outdoors, any paint, any colour, any brand. Hold it around about 4 inches away from the product that you're painting, and hey presto.
Done.
And with decking,
That's crazy.
and this before and after is brilliant. And if you could get really close into this decking, the grooves are the non-slip bit.
Yes.
And if you had a paintbrush,
Yeah.
it'd be like a little river, you'd fill that with
It
you.
would, yes, and again, it would catch the lips of it. They're probably about 5 or 6 millimetres deep, so the paint would kind of swell with inside there. It looks like we've sprayed a little bit too much on, but that's our studio light. You're not going to get that finish at home. It's going to look a little bit more flatter than that. Once it dries, it'll be a bit more matte and won't be as shiny, but it will have got in between all of those grooves, and it is important because if you don't get in there with your your wood treatment, the rain will get in there.
Yeah, it'll rot it.
A
won't
friend
it?
of mine, they had to pull the whole decking up
Because
they hadn't treated it and they hadn't looked
It
after
can
it,
run
and it
into
started to rot. So
thousands,
it was
even tens of
dangerous. Yeah,
thousands
it
of
was.
pounds,
It was a
depending how big it is,
old job.
to
And all you
replace it,
need
yeah.
to do is look after it and treat it, and it looks so much nicer. We spend so much time outdoors now, don't we? After sort of when we were locked in our homes, outdoors was like an extra room to our home, wasn't it? So
Certainly
we want
was.
the outdoors to. I think people's gardens are so important to people now. You want it to look nice.
Absolutely, and it's great for their mental health, you know, as well, to be
yes.
outside, feel the outside air, get the natural vitamin D out the sun on them, you know. So do our gardens up, enjoy them, make them look and feel nice, and spend more time out in there, because you will feel better.
Definitely.
And you're not spending loads of money to do it. You're not spending loads of time. You're not buying loads of paint, because Wagner will make it so quick, so easy, and use less paint every job that you do. Check everything out on our website. We are hugely busy. If you are going for the Wagner system, remember you get the 2 attachments and you get the case, so you can use any paint, any colour, any brand. Over 50% of the stock gone.
That's on the main bundle.
And so much in baskets. You must check your baskets through.
When you are on the website, you'll see the accessories that we've got available for you at the moment, because that extension handle, we think, could go any time. So take a little look on the website. We've added all 3 items into our basket just to show you how affordable it is. For everything, $184.97 for everything Wagner. And that's only $63.98 on your first of 3 PayPals. Remember, PayPal available online if you've got a PayPal account and you want to spread the cost there. So shopontv.co.uk.
Remember, all delivered in time for Christmas as well. And whether it is going to be a Christmas present or a great gift, or whether you're just thinking, well, I've got 2 weeks off over Christmas, I could get some jobs done.
Get the job's done, absolutely. It's the gift that keeps giving, isn't it?
It is.
All year round. All year round. It really, really is.
It's like a puppy. It's not just for Christmas.
Yes, it's for life, yeah. So again, more indoor jobs, of course, because we're focusing on the indoors mainly now. Another door here. We've done the 6-panel door at the start of the programme. This is a fluted door again. It's got the routed out grooves in there, but again, a very smooth surface up and down here. Again, this is where you would use your masking tape, go around your frame, all the way around top and bottom.
Right, yeah.
Bit of cardboard or your dust sheet underneath the bottom, and you're ready to start paint spraying. Door like this generally would take someone, well, certainly a 6-panel door, about 25-30 minutes with a brush. This is a little bit quicker, maybe 15-20 minutes. I'm going to do it in about 1 minute.
I think you've been
1 minute.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If I was using a brush, it'd be a lot longer than that, I can tell you.
And you'd have to keep going back and redoing it because it wouldn't look right. Honestly, in an instant, a professional finish every single time. Going again from a darker blue to a lighter grey, and so easy, holding it around about 4 inches away from the area that you're painting. You go up and down or left to right, and then just keep moving, and what you'll find is it evenly distributes the paint. You'll find you'll use so little paint to get such a great finish, even with just 1 pass over. And my word, all of a sudden, a job that I think a lot of people put off, dislike.
Yeah.
Painting isn't a job. My dad was a builder. He loved to build. He was a carpenter like Craig. He loved to work with wood. Painting, he detested until he got a Wagner, because my dad was a perfectionist, and all of a sudden he could get
that perfect
perfection,
finish every time, and you can see how easy it is and how quick it is. And like we said about paint, you're not wasting masses of paint here. The overspray, it only sprays where you spray, as Craig said earlier, and in that minute, if you like, you've done it.
It's done. And it is a manufactured result, you know.
Anybody looking at that would not think it'd been repainted. They'd think that's how it was bought.
Yeah, and you know, to be honest, we've sprayed this 40 or 50 times.
So...
if I'd done that 5 times with a brush, that's how it looked a moment ago. Deep, dark blue to a beautiful light grey. 1 single coat on there, 1 minute's work.
Amazing, isn't it?
That's 1 minute's work to get that transformation.
And what a difference that'd make in your home.
Yes, yeah, it really does. It makes you feel better. You know, you mentioned earlier about after Christmas, we take the deckies down and we kind of look around.
So
the house feels a bit
horrible and
drab and you feel a bit down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got this for a Christmas present.
It's like painting
That's
some
the time
sunshine.
to turn it on in the January.
Yeah.
Take the decorations down, get all the walls, ceilings, everything.
Now, we
all
don't know
done.
when we'll have Craig with us again. This is the last scheduled-in show before Christmas. And, of course, stock, what we've got, that's all we've got. And that stock is depleting. Over half the stock already gone. Loads in baskets. Queues on the phones again. You are causing problems on our phones, Craig, this evening. And we promise we will get to you as soon as we possibly can. But if you can get onto the website, please do. But remember, it's not yours till you check out.
Yeah.
I know a lot of systems that it's in your basket next week and you can go and order it. Ours, it's not like that. It's hours until you check your basket through, which means instantly, if someone comes first, it has gone. You could press that button and it says sold out if you're checked out at once. So please check your basket.
And right now we've got hundreds of you with them in baskets, so please make sure you get it whilst we've got this market-beating price for you. We've held our launch price. If you shop elsewhere for it right now at Paint Sprayer, it's $145.99 at Toolstation, $149.98 at Amazon. It's still $129.99 at Amazon. We've got it down to $114.99 or £40.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments if you use that PayPal.
I feel like it'll pay for itself in an instant.
I
One
think
job,
so, yeah.
the ease of use, the professional finish. You'll think, oh my God, why didn't I buy this years ago? It's something that can transform your home, but also transform how you do a job, because I think lots of us will try and paint and we know it's a disaster and you'll never do it again. You get such a professional finish,
You really
even
do.
if you're not a painter, you're not a DIYer.
That's right, yeah. People are surprised, you know. I get stopped in the street, we get lots of comments across social media saying to us they didn't expect it to be so easy to use and so much fun and therapeutic to use, you know. And when you're getting good results like what we've got here, in a fraction of the time, they're looking for jobs to do.
Yeah.
Where when you're using your paintbrush and roller, you're dreading jobs to do, you know. We've all been there, But this is therapeutic. You're looking for things to do.
And remember, not only is it easy to set up, it's easy to clean, it's easy to use. It's all ease of use all the way round. So we're going to do a wall now. So walls, ceilings.
That's right, yeah. The smooth plastered wall. So we've got the large reservoir on the 1300 millimetres and we've got our emulsions in here. Again, we've got the window mashed up. In fact, I'm going to do your little masking demonstration on
brilliant.
here, OK?
Now
so,
the masking kit, pop that in your basket. It took me, when we first worked with Craig, about 6 shows to get this because it sold out time and time again. Such a clever...
It's a clever design and it's really effective, When I roll that out there, this is the small roll, you get 2 rolls, OK? So if we look closely, hopefully you can see, the white edge there is the masking tape and that is connected to the polythene itself. So I'm going to place that across the wall here. There we go. It won't be a straight line, it's a bit late at night, isn't it? So let's pretend there's a skating board there and I'm following the strict straight line on there. So you get a trimming knife as well, of course, in your kit. So I'll trim that off. Now, we said we had 2 rolls of this. Excuse me, this is the smallest one. So this rolls out about 500 millimetres. When I pull that polythene out, you can see it's got a static effect. It really, really has, Now, you do also get a standard roll, 38 millimetres wide standard roll. Do pin down the edges there, because what you don't want to do, someone to open the door, the wind blows in, and it blows that up, of course. So put that across there. The larger one, which looks only about this big, in the kit itself, that rolls out to about 8 foot.
That's what we've used on the walls, isn't it?
Behind us here,
Amazing.
And that's perfect for if you're at home and you're painting your walls and ceilings 2 different colours. It works wonders for that, and it also helps you strike that line in all the way around where the ceiling meets the wall. Predominantly have a magnolia wall and a white ceiling, etc. There's what you get all in the kit. So the large section on the left-hand side is the ground sheet. That rolls out to about 20 square metres. You can see the 38mm roll of masking tape, the trimming knife, The small roll standing upright is the one that I'm using now, which drapes out about 500 millimetres, and then the larger one standing upright, that's the one that drapes out about 8 foot, which is 2.4 metres. Standard size from most houses, from floors to ceilings.
Honestly, worth every single penny, because the
Invaluable,
prep is so important, and it allows you to get that professional finish.
Yeah, here we go. So I'll just spray along here first, and then we'll take it off.
So if you did want to do, what did you used to have? You used to have a border, didn't you? Or perhaps have the
Just a 2 colourway. Just have that split colour.
Okay, so I've just sprayed that a quick line across there. Of course, if I'd have been following something straight, like a dado rail or picture rail or a skating board.
That was the word I was looking for.
Yes, yeah,
careful with that.
You get a perfect run. But I challenge anybody with a brush or a roller to try and get a line as neat as that and as quick as that.
And the other thing is, it's not dripping. If you try to do that with brush, again, too much paint running down the wall.
It is going to drip down there, of course, yeah. Again, this is where Wagner's technology comes in. We've got an atomisation of paint. So that turbine that's in here, which is generating that power, that air, is forced into the reservoir. When we pull the trigger, our paint comes out, but it's mixed with that warm air, so it dries quicker as well. For if you're doing a second coat, it dries quicker. But the atomisation of paint comes out like a fine mist. We hold it about 6 inches away from that surface, and that's how we get that flawless finish. No brush marks, no blemishes in there, just a perfect finish. Now I'm going to finish off this area here, in and around these reveals, and then we can take the masking tape off this window. Turn the nozzle that way, and I'm going to spray up and down now. Here we go.
Lots of you with the masking kit in your basket. Remember, if you are going for the extension, that stock has nearly gone. We're getting busier and busier. The busiest part of the night, but what you've got to do is check your baskets through. Remember, any paint, any colour, any brand, any job really, even smooth masonry paint. It doesn't have to be a smooth surface. It can be a textured surface. But look how we're getting such a professional, even finish. Never a brush mark, no mess, hardly any overspray.
No drips there. It has that perfect professional finish every time, and you will be able to do it. That's the other thing I love about it. When we first got it home, just a couple of tests to begin with, and then you were done. So whether you've done all your DIY at home, but you've never managed to get that professional finish, this could be the thing that gets those results for you.
Or whether you are a painter and you want to save time, make more money, this is going to allow you to do just that. Remember, it comes with 2 different attachments and the case. So great if you are travelling with this, putting it in the back of the van and allowing you to get those jobs done so much quicker. We did the spindles on the staircase in, well, I was going to say minutes, it wasn't even minutes. And they could take, jobs that could take hours or days, all of a sudden the jobs that are so easy and so quick. And again, so professional.
Look at that finish.
And once more, one pass over.
Which was a very dark grey, again, a minute or 2 ago. And it's literally finished with that beautiful sky blue.
That's it, covering dark colours with lighter colours as well.
Right,
you get the coverage, don't you, every time.
And so often, if you'd done that with a brush or a roller, you'd find patches, there'd be bits of grey coming through. Look, you have a look.
It's a deep, dark grey, that, isn't it? It really, really is a deep, dark grey.
That's it before. It's fabulous.
One single coat.
That lovely bright finish over the top.
Across there,
And it's even as well, that's the other thing.
It's a nice even finish, isn't it?
It's not patchy in any way. Honestly, if you want to get hold of this, now is the time. Like we said, last show of the year, delivered in time for Christmas. So if you're thinking of Christmas present, brilliant. And it'll be a present for everyone, like we say.
It'll make the sunshine, look at that. The
There you
sky
go.
will always be blue. That's how you'll feel.
The sun's shining out there, Sean.
Absolutely. And when you get a job done properly and a job done easily, it is a better day, isn't it? And painting can be a nightmare, but all of a sudden, it's so simple to do. Get the masking kit, because that is one of the biggest jobs, is masking up those areas, and then you are ready to go. Any paint, any colour, any brand. A single coat, you can go up and down. Always have a little practice. I just practiced on a bit of cardboard. And whether you're painting indoors or outdoors, it might be the garden furniture, it might be the walls and the ceilings, it might be the kids' bedroom, you might be stenciling, because you can do
intricate areas, like you were saying.
Well, you can control, can't you, the airflow,
control the paint flow, yeah.
So you can be really precise, or you can do big areas really, really quickly.
And very minimal overspray. Remember, it only sprays where you spray it. If you want to get hold of this, now is the time. £40.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments. We've held that launch price for you, just in time for you to get it. But a Christmas present,
we weren't expecting, we'll be honest, we weren't expecting the price that we've got, but we've got it. And stock-wise, we did manage to get a little bit more stock than the show before. And the show before went to limited stock. The stock disappeared after the show. We're now approaching 60%, did I just hear, of the stock. Remember, this is it. It comes beautifully boxed. So you've got the case if you are taking it to work, if it's going in the back of the van, taking it over to parents, take it over to the in-laws. You won't mind doing those jobs anymore. You've got 2 attachments. The larger attachments is for your emulsions, for your walls and your ceilings. That's the best way to think about it. The smaller attachment, the 800mm, is for your wood and your metals. But you can use vinyls, mats and silks and eggshells and soft sheet. You can use smooth masonry in here as well. Really easy to set up. There's loads of sort of videos as well on the internet.
That's great, because that's great inspiration.
You through absolutely
and it
everything.
guides you through everything and everything that you need to know.
Because remember, you can tilt it right down and do the decking and it will work. You can tilt it right up and do the ceiling and it will work.
Just change the angle of that feeder tube that's inside.
It's Wagner. Wagner just know how to design a paint spray product, because if you look around your home right now, I bet there's so many things in your home.
You wouldn't know it.
Have been painted by Wagner, like your white goods. You know, they are professionals in their trade, and you have got that technology in the palm of your hand. Don't forget, if you are going for the extras, pop them in your basket right now, because they are disappearing really quickly. The extension, which makes decking and ceilings so easy to do with your feet firmly on the ground, without having to get on ladders, without having to bend down. 70% of that stock has gone.
75% now.
75% now of that stock has sold out and gone. So it's going to be a bit of a sell-out show. But the great thing is, when you get this home, even if you're Shayley, it's Shayley-proof. It's really easy to set up.
Really simple, easy to use, right from the beginning. As you can see here, it'll run you through everything with all of these videos. Everything's there for you to talk you through. The paints that you can use.
Well, that's the
there's
nozzle
the
you're on
little
about, yeah.
angle that you can use for when you're angling towards the floor or towards the ceiling. You just switch that round depending on which way you want the paint to flow. And then you attach your reservoir. Remember, you've got 2 reservoirs included.
And the great thing is, the paint is only in the reservoir, and at the end,
it doesn't go through
the whole of the system. Now, you can vary, of course, the airflow. You can also vary the paint flow. So you've got complete control. You can use, a sort of a spray that allows you to do bigger areas quicker, or you can do small, tiny, intricate detail. You can alter the direction you go as well, whether you're going up and down or whether you're going left to right. And this is all there, or it's so simple to use. And there you go, seeing as well, you can actually vary the paint flow too. So really quick, really easy to set up, really simple to work.
Yeah, really straightforward. If you want to get it and you've not shopped with us before, you just need that item number on your screen. 875716 is your item number. And upon registration, once you get it home, as long as you register it straight away, you've got a 4-year warranty.
Yeah, you've got 30 days. So in that first month, get it registered. It comes with 3 years. It'll turn into 4. That's how confident Wagner are in their systems. Remember, any paint, any colour, any brand, even smooth masonry paints. We've done so many different, even if it's terracotta, honestly, this is the system to do every single job. But what you've got to do is check your basket through as quickly as you can, not only for our main item, but also for the extras. We're busy on everything.
Yeah, across the board. Easiest way to shop is always the website. Apologies if you've been waiting on the phone once again. If you can go to the website, please do, shopontv.co.uk.
Now, stock-wise, where are we again with this? So stock-wise, we're over 60% of the stock sold out and gone. So we've got under 40% left. I think, before the end of the show, will be in a situation where more people are ordering than stock is available. Our system, if, say, we've only got 10 of these left, it doesn't mean only 10 people can put them into their baskets. 510 people can put them into their baskets. And sadly, if you all checked out at once, because it's still hours until you check out, only 10 people would get it, 500 would miss out. However, if you're too slow, another 10 people could order and check out before any of you, and 510 of you could miss out. It will be the first people to get. Remember, delivered in time for Christmas. If it is a Christmas gift, great. But when you take those Christmas decorations down and the house looks so drab and dirty and old, you've got the system right there, ready and waiting to
refresh.
And you've perhaps got a couple of weeks off for Christmas. Get those jobs done. But you must check out. You will kick yourself because we have got a market-beating price.
Yeah, price-wise, we've held our launch price, and if you buy it elsewhere, at Paint Sprayer, you're looking at £145.99. At Tool Station, £149.98. At Amazon, even, you're looking just shy of £130. We've got it down to £114.99, and with those PayPal payments, £40.65. So spread the cost interest-free, pay with your PayPal account online, £40.65 on your first of 3 payments. 875-716 is your item number if you want to add it in. Again, apologies if you've been waiting on the phones.
Phones have been so busy.
Yeah, if you can get to the website, please do. You can go straight through, add it to your basket, check out, and it'll be on its way in time for Christmas. But it's all about the demonstrations when you see how easy it is to use. And Craig's, we haven't even covered all the demos yet, Craig.
No.
There is countless demonstrations to do. And I said earlier, once you start getting used to it and you're enjoying it, you're looking for things around the house. Sadly, we can only fit about 20 things in from inside and outside the house. But again, these are quite typical things that people want to paint. So we've got our metal radiator, OK? So, again, you can use metallised paints like Hammerites and things like that in there. Chalk and mineral paints are ideal for this. Make sure it's turned off and it's cool. Give it a clean and a sand down, and again, you can put your masking tape around there to protect the plasterwork. And then, of course, a fireplace like this, you know, a focal point to a room. Mask up around the top, excuse me, around the sides, where the plasterwork is, so no paint goes on.
And again, we've got loads of detail that we don't want to lose here as well.
Very much detail.
And you won't. And I think when you do a job like this, it can transform the whole of the room, just changing that fireplace.
And you don't have to worry about brush marks, you don't have to worry about drip marks everywhere. You'll get that perfect finish.
You certainly can, I'll jump onto the radiator first for you, OK?
Right.
Here we go.
So whilst you're checking your baskets through, do keep watching. Remember, there's loads of videos on the internet as well. Radiators can be a nightmare to paint, but making the job again so quick and so easy. Get that right paint, and as soon as you've got that right paint, you've got the right system, because any paint, any colour, any brand, even down to smooth masonry paints, all your metal paints, all your wood paints as well. You've got the 2 different attachments, so it means you can do any job around the house, indoors or out. And again, we're going from a darker colour to a lighter colour.
So you get that coverage straight away, don't you? That one pass over, and you've got that perfect coverage. It's so much quicker, the actual painting. There's less mess than you normally get. And like we were saying, no drip marks, no brush marks that you would normally get. And it's so much easier. You'll want to do it, that's the thing.
Very little overspray as well. So if you're doing fences, you don't have to worry about into the sort of next door's garden with a bit of wood, with a bit of cardboard. You can stop it going over the top. It'll only paint the area you're spraying it very much onto. But mask round, of course, your radiators around your fireplace. And any overspray then is caught.
That looks like a new radiator.
That's so good.
It looks brand new.
Really, really lovely flush finish on there. No drips again, no blemishes, brush marks, anything, and no bristles. Settling on there, you know.
All those bristles.
So again, but just clean them up, sand them down, make sure they're cold, and then you can paint spray them. That's how dark it was a moment ago.
Look at that.
One single layer on there.
My mum had a professional painter come in years ago and do her radiators, did them so badly.
She wasn't happy.
There were brush marks, there were drip marks, and used the wrong paint. So
and it all peeled.
Honestly.
It peeled off as well, yes.
It was devastating. But again, with the Wagner system, job done.
Yeah.
You know,
If anyone's in doubt of paint, always ask your supplier, wherever you're getting it from, or read the backs of the tin, and it should give you things.
Yeah.
Ask us questions on social media. We'll answer all the questions.
The great thing is, when you've got the right paint, we're talking with Wagner, any paint, any colour, any
brands. Yeah, that is
great.
any brands. You know, we can't confess to using all the paints in the world, but I personally have used hundreds of them. I've used hundreds, and yeah, they're perfect. Right, I'm going to jump onto this focal point now, the fireplace. Here we go.
And it is a focal point, isn't it? And, you know, that's what you see as soon as you walk into a room. And just by changing the colour, that could transform a room.
Well, this would be
straight
that
away.
full transformation because it's a focal.
Yeah.
It's the point that everyone looks
And
at.
sometimes when you decorate, you've then got to sort of change everything and you think, oh gosh, I'm going to have to get a new fireplace because it doesn't go with the rest of the room. We've painted the walls and now the fireplace doesn't look right. The great thing with the Wagner system, any paint, any colour, any brand, again, around about 4 inches away from the area that you're painting, and you can go up and down like we are doing at the sides, but then when we get central, of course, you can change the nozzle and you can go left to right.
Look how contemporary that looks straight
Fabulous.
away. Look at that finish that you're getting on there. So it's bringing it bang up to date, isn't it?
So if you've sort of made the house look more modern with your painted walls and things, and now the fireplace looks old, you can bring that fireplace back to life, which is fabulous.
I think in that grey that Craig's using right now, it is that real contemporary finish like we were talking about. But there, going over that detail, going over those tram lines and that intricate detail at the top that you see there, it gives you that coverage that is amazing. That if you were poking around with a brush in there...
Yeah, so often you'd put too much paint in one area, perhaps lose detail of, you know, what was there. Then you wouldn't put enough paint and you'd be going back because you could see the blue through. One pass over, you know, one coverage, and the finish is fantastic. It's multi-surfaces, so whether you're painting onto wood or metal or walls or plastic or stone or concrete or brick or terracotta, it makes no odds. Whether you're doing walls and ceilings or deckings or the summer house or garden furniture or the fireplace or the radiator that we've done, whether you're using varnishes in here or smooth masonry paint, it will do every job, saving time, saving energy and effort because it's so quick, it's so easy. But the biggest thing is the finish, because you get a professional finish every single time. No drip marks, no brush marks.
How quick.
No messy rollers or brushes to clean either. This system is so easy.
Clean-up's really easy
so
with
easy
this
to
system,
clean.
yeah. We'll talk you through that again.
And the smallest amount of paint goes such a long way. So one of the biggest things people say is it saved me on paint. I can't believe how little paint I used on the job. Oh my word. I mean,
How cool does that look?
That looks fabulous.
That looks so good, Craig.
It would, and it would look even better. Imagine this in your front room with all your nice, beautiful paintwork done, all wallpapering around, as long as it's all mashed up. That would really stand out.
And sometimes if you change the room, you've painted all the walls, and you think, oh, the fireplace doesn't go now. And you think, well, taking the fireplace out,
oh, expensive.
No, paint
and messy. Yeah, paint it, bring it back to life. You know, again, these Victorian Georgian style ones, 200-300 years old. Some of them are real good hardwood, you know, but the colour's faded on them, or people have just got fed up of the varnish type finish on there, and you just want to change the whole room. So again, clean them up with some sugar soap. Give them a good sand down, and then you probably will have to apply 2 or 3 coats on if you're going from a very dark varnish or a tiki type colour up onto something light, like a light grey or you know, something this type of colour.
But that didn't take you 5 minutes, did it?
Yeah, a couple of minutes.
So 3 coats, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's
you know,
just it. Yeah,
it makes the job so much less than they are.
Look at it before and look at it after.
No comparison.
Oh, my word.
It's impressive, isn't it?
It is like a brand new fireplace.
It really,
and even if you
is.
only painted the fireplace, because it's so focal in the room, it's like changed the whole look of the room.
It certainly does, yeah. They're normally a focal point, you know. When you walk into rooms, the first thing that kind of the eye is drawn to, something grand like that. So paint it up, you know, bring it back to life, you know. So, and more bits and pieces inside.
Oh, look at
I'm going
these,
to
great, yeah.
furniture as well.
Yeah.
I've got a little child's table here and a couple of chairs. So again, these have been painted many times. In fact, they were my children from many years ago.
Brilliant.
It reminds me how small they were sitting on
bless
these.
them.
But you know, you can bring them back to life.
Yeah.
You know, when my daughter was a real young girl, she loved the pink like this. She's just grown out of a little bit of it now.
Yeah.
She likes a light grey sort of colour. But because it's so quick and easy to transform them and change the colours,
fine, yeah.
why not? You know,
Well, the kids
why
grow
not?
so quickly, don't they? And all of a sudden, the bedroom, it's too young for them.
Yep.
You know, the furniture's too young. And rather than replacing it all, just by painting it,
Yep.
you can change the whole look to it.
You certainly can. Right, I'm going to jump onto this pink chair first, OK?
It's not going to be pink for long.
Are you ready? Again, great results every single time. Any paint, any colour, any brand. Hold it around about 4 inches away from the area that you're painting, and then just have a look at that finish. And whether we're going from a pink to a blue or a blue to a pink, it makes no odds.
It's that control, isn't it, that you've got there, that you can get that perfect coverage every single time. You can go from a really light colour to a darker colour, and then by the time you've done, you've got that factory finish. Whether it's those intricate bits on the inside, you can get to those as well.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's been repainted. That was the thing I love. Perhaps you do upcycle, recycle. Perhaps you hate to throw things out, but you are looking at things thinking, well, it just doesn't go anymore. Change the colour and you change the whole look. If you do want our Wagner system, 2/3 the entire stock now, sold out and gone. You desperately do need to check your baskets out. Still hundreds in baskets. It will be one of those items that you think, oh my goodness, why didn't I
Soon
buy
as
this
you
years
use
ago?
it, yeah.
Even Craig does trade shows for professional painters, and they come up and they say, oh no, I use a brush, and then he says, well, let me just show you, have a go. And they're like, why didn't I buy one of these years ago? Not only are you getting the job done quicker, you're getting the job done, I think, more professional, because the finish is absolutely fantastic. It's like a factory finish. But what you'll also find is you use less paint. Because it atomises it, it uses the smallest amount of paint, but that small amount of paint goes
Gives you
a long way.
just the right coverage.
Very
doesn't it?
little overspray, and we will talk about that again. But don't forget, we have got the masking kit, but that disappearing really quickly.
And speaking of things disappearing, if you want that extension, it's all in baskets now. So if you want to make sure you get hold of that extension, you've got to confirm your order and check out. There'll soon be more of you trying to order that than we have stock remaining. Remember, it means it gives you an extra 2 feet in reach going up high or down low. So at the extension, it's just at the bottom of the details that you can see there. 171917 is your item number.
How great is that? So perhaps, you know, you had this table and chairs for your little girl. Your little girl's grown up, and now you've got a little boy. And you can keep the same table and chairs and have the blue, the pink, whatever colours you want, honestly. Job done so quickly and easily.
No stopping him now, look, straight onto the table.
So doing the legs, turn it upside down. Again, if you're going for the masking kit, you will have the ground sheet as well, so you can pop it down onto that ground sheet. Busy on all the extras, like Sean said, the extensions disappearing. The masking kit is super busy as well. But allowing you then to get the jobs done, and there's very little overspray. There's hardly any mess, no messy brushes or rollers to clean. It's really easy to clean the system, and we'll show you that, how very much the paint is really in the actual attachments. And then, of course, not going into the main body of the machine, so very little really to clean up. But remember, instantly, a job that you might put off, or once you've done it, you think, oh, it looks like I've painted it.
Yeah, you want to get rid of it because it doesn't look good enough, does it? And that FLEXiO technology gets you that uniform coverage every time, and using all those different materials we talk about, remember, emulsions, vinyls, mattes, silks, eggshells, soft sheen, so much more. And then all your varnishes as well.
Yeah, your
with
treatment,
your wooden metal paint.
masonry. Yeah. Any paint, any colour, any brand, any job and get that Wagner finish, that professional finish. Remember, this comes with a 4-year warranty as long as you register it online within a month of buying it. It comes with 3 years. You will get an extra year if you register it. You get the 2 attachments, so while you're watching Craig do all his demonstrations, you've got those attachments to do all of those jobs. The 800 mils and the 1300 mils. 800 mils is for your wood and your metals, the smaller one. 13 mils very much for everything else, and for your walls and your ceilings and things. But those jobs you've perhaps been putting off, you'll be looking for jobs to do, because it's actually quite therapeutic. And because the finish is a factory finish, you suddenly think, well, I can do it. And you don't have to be... Craig isn't a painter, he's a carpenter by trade. And like my dad, actually disliked painting because it's a long job and you start it, it never seems to end. And when you do finish it... No.
Yeah.
And if you are a perfectionist, it never looks good enough. With a Wagner system, it does look good enough because it sprays that right amount of paint to get that even coverage and that perfect factory finish.
And even with there doing that intricate detail, you've got such control with the paint flow and the airflow. It's brilliant, the finish that you get every single time. And it's so many different surfaces. When we run you through everything we've done on the show in a little while, you'll be amazed how much you can do.
And so much more. We've done things indoors, outdoors, and whether it is your decking, whether it is your fences, whether it's a summer house, whether it's the outdoor garden furniture, or whether it's indoor furniture, perhaps it's the drawers, the chest of drawers, perhaps you've painted the living room and it is the fireplace that now doesn't look right. Well, get it painted and you'll spruce up your home. When you do paint a room, honestly, it makes you feel like perhaps you've been wanting to move and you haven't managed to sell your property. Now you've sort of given up a bit, but you do feel the house looks a bit drab. Get the Wagner out, and by painting a room, it not only can spruce up the house, I think it can make you feel better. It brightens up your... Yeah. When we had all the hall done and the landing done, and oh gosh, it just feels so clean and so nice. And after the Christmas decorations being up, when you take those down, everything looks drab and dirty and old. And perhaps it's the skirting boards you've noticed. Whatever job you've got to do, you've got the system to do it.
That finish you get every single time with that one pass over for me. It's quicker painting, it's less mess, and no drips, no marks.
No messy rollers or paintbrushes to clean. And there won't be any bits of brush in this paintwork. There won't be a drip.
I used to hate that.
So annoying.
Bits of brush left behind.
And it won't be uneven, and there's a pale bit and a dark bit. It'll be beautifully even. On a whole, every job we've done so far, very much one pass over, so just one coverage, and the job is done. But the nice thing is, if you are putting treatments onto fence panels and you want to do, more coats, it will only take a minute, honestly. And that one coat again on this whole table and chairs, how great is that?
Done.
All of it done.
Completely brought them back to life, hasn't it?
About 5 minutes.
And you could have bought that second hand and,
Yes.
You could do some stenciling on there, couldn't you?
Stenciling works brilliantly. Yeah, it really, really does. You'll have to get some of them next time.
Yeah.
Do some stenciling on furniture,
you used to do some brilliant ones on the walls, didn't you?
Beautiful,
for the kids' rooms and
you can get them made up, personalised, children's names, this, that and the other. For their bedrooms, they certainly can, yes. I've missed a few little bits, but it's a bit later.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's live TV. So
That's what it looked like 5 minutes ago.
We're trying to get as many demonstrations in as possible. I think from that to this is pretty good.
Looks like new, it's like new
really
again.
Is, isn't it?
Really is.
If it wasn't wet, I'd have a little sit down. Doesn't it look great? And you could go out and buy second-hand things, or it may be that this was your first child's and it has got a bit drab, and now you've had a second child, and you think, oh, should I rebuy? No, recycle, upcycle.
Recycle, absolutely, It just gives it a second life, and you can change the colour with your designs,
Now, we've got to remind you, hundreds of these have gone already, hundreds still in baskets. So if you want to get it. It's the last show of the year. It's delivered in time for Christmas. We've held that launch price for you, but we're approaching 70% of the stock with just over an hour remaining on the show. Now, remember, if you are watching on our +1 channels, either ITV or STV +1, please check the website and make sure stock is still remaining. You'll be able to just go on the website, shopontv.co.uk, showing you here all those different surfaces, whether it's huge walled areas that you want to cover off.
That's the great thing.
Intricate detail like this.
Multi-purpose, multi-surfaces, so it's multi-purpose. It could be wood or metal or wood or walls or plastic or stone or concrete, could be brick, it could be terracotta. You've got such control that you can do the more sort of intricate things, or you can get that precise sort of paint flow, because you can vary the airflow, you can vary the paint flow as well. So getting a great finish, but again with very little overspray. But do go for the masking kit, like we've got sort of a dust sheet down. The masking kit gives you all the extras you need. Outdoor furniture, I did Mum's metal table and chairs, wrought iron table and chairs. The bench, and the bench had the wrought iron.
It was a wooden bench with wrought iron on the
so
ends,
I did the green on the end to match the table and chair. It looked pretty. And the only reason I did it actually is Craig in a show. He went from a white wrought iron table and chairs to this great green. I thought Mum would love hers green. It's got the paint, got the proper metal paint, because you can use all paints, all brands, all colours, and whatever the paint is, you've got every job done with this paint system. Even smooth masonry. Not the gritty masonry, but the smooth masonry. I did Mum's front walls and did the white.
Yeah, the top bit, didn't you? Yeah.
And I did it the day before the garden walkabout. I thought, people are going to be walking past, and it looks a bit messy. Did it in an instant.
Yeah. You came out and you were dead proud of yourself, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And remember, so many people commenting on not only how quick it is to do the jobs, how less paint, how little paint they use, less paint than how they normally did the fence panels. So I saved. Your dad was like that.
Yeah.
Hardly needed any paint.
And for my dad, it was the time, because he had quite a long garden, so lots of fence panels, and it'd be such a workup to get out the brush or the roller to do the fence panels. And once he used this, he was like, "This is amazing! It's not a workup anymore." So he didn't mind doing it. So the fence panels lasted longer because he treated them a couple of times a year.
And then he loved the fact it saved him money because he didn't use as much paint. So that's it was a win-win situation. Could be a great gift idea, delivered in time for Christmas. It might be for you, though, to get jobs done over Christmas, because you think, well, I've got some time off, actually, so why not get those jobs done? Get the room ready, use that masking kit to do exactly that. Have a little practice. I practiced on a bit of cardboard when I first got this home, and you are very much ready to go. And you won't believe how easy it is. And it's a system that you can go up and down, you can go left to right, you can make it really detailed so you can get sort of that precision sort of spray, or you can get a wider spray so you can do big areas like your walls and your ceilings really, really quickly. And remember, if you have got in a basket, you have got to check your baskets out. I think we've actually got twice as much still waiting to go through as already sold, which sounds crazy, but it's not yours until you check your basket out. You can keep putting what we've got left into your basket. It will only be yours when you check your basket out. So if we get to a situation where there's only, say, 20 of these left, 420 of you could put it in baskets, but you won't get it. As soon as you press checkout, lots will say sold out. 20 people will get it. And it might not be any of you. It might be the first people to order. Remember, everything we've been using, very much paint-wise, is in front of me. So whatever paint, any colour, any brand, you've got the 2 attachments, which allows you to do that. The smaller attachment is for your metals and woods, and then your larger attachment is for your emulsions, your walls and your ceilings and things.
Your big surface areas.
But then you have got this fabulous case too.
Yeah, the carry case is included in your bundle. That's brilliant. Whether it's for storage or whether you want to take it here, there and everywhere with you. If you're a tradesman. 875716 is your item number for your main bundle.
And don't forget to register it online with Wagner, because you will get a 4-year warranty, but you need to do that in the first month. It comes with 3 years, but if you register it, you will get an extra year as well, which is great.
Make sure you add in the extras. The extension is brilliant. It means you can get up high or down low. It gives you an extra 2 foot of reach. It is all in baskets, but you can still get hold of it. If you want to add it to your basket, 171917. If you've got that in a basket and you definitely want it, check your basket out. And remember, no extra postage if you're adding in these accessories we're talking about. The other thing is...
That is all, you know, all as we say in baskets, but there'll be more people ordering the stock available soon, so please just check that out so you definitely get it. And lots of you are also going for the masking kit. And, oh, it took me about 6 shows working with Craig to get the masking kit. It sold out time and time and time again. Because the prep, I think, is the really important thing. And then once you've done the prep, the actual painting is so quick and easy.
It's only £29.99, £10 extra in your PayPal basket if you're adding it in with the main machine. 157198 is your item number there. We've still got a brilliant deal. We've held our launch price on this bundle that we've got for you. If you buy it elsewhere, you're not getting our kind of price. At paintsprayer.co.uk, £145.99. At toolstation.co.uk, £149.98. Even at Amazon, you're looking at just under £130. We've got it for £114.99. And use that PayPal. Get it home in time for Christmas. Your first PayPal payment is only £40.65 on your first of 3 payments. And if you add in the extension and the masking kit, oh my word, you can get it all for less than £185.
And then you'll split that cost with PayPal as well.
£63.98.
And that could be 3 gifts for somebody for Christmas. You could buy the main item, the kids could buy the other 2 items, you know, as a present. Honestly, a gift that keeps on giving, as Craig said, and it is the absolute truth. When you suddenly realise a job perhaps you didn't like doing is so quick and easy. When you've got the right product for the job, and that's exactly, you've got the right tool for the job, and we've got exactly that.
I think it'd be great to talk around the unit again, Craig, for anyone who's just joined us.
Yes.
We tend to get a lot of new people around about this time.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is the turbine itself. This generates warm air, very like a hairdryer.
Right.
There's a couple of controls on it. Excuse me. This is the turn it on and off button here. So it's on both sides, turns it on and off. At the very top here, this dial is the airflow control. So the airflow is, you've got the large reservoir on with thick, heavy emulsion, or let's say masonry paint, smooth masonry. For on walls, you want the air right up high. If you're using a thinner treatment, like I'm going to do next, on a picket fence and a wood treatment, I'll turn it down quite low. And you've got every stage in between as well. You've got about 12 different settings on there. So that's your airflow. And then, on the actual reservoirs, this is the small 800mm one, so everything wood and metal, indoors and outdoors, wood and metal. So you can gloss, undercoat, eggshell, primer, satin, wood preservatives, lacquers, varnishes, hammerite paints for metalwork, chalk and mineral paints, pretty much everything through this one here. So it's click and connect. We have behind the trigger here, we can see, yes we can, behind the trigger here, we've got a dial. This is the paint flow dial. So if I turn it right the way towards the trigger here, that's going to allow me to pull the trigger back further. That'll project out more paint. Yes. So if I've got it turned backwards like this, anti-clockwise, as I'm driving that back, that restricts the trigger, less paint.
Makes sense,
It does, yeah. So when we're doing it again, smaller items like the picket fence, earlier we did the spindles, we've done some little wicker furniture, you want that turned right the way down. So that's the controls on the unit, the controls on the reservoir. When we turn to the very front of here, we can see our paint comes out the very, very centre here, and we've got a little gap top and bottom of it. That's where the airflow comes out. Now that is on an angle, so that pushes the paint to hit your contact point. We've been saying a lot in the programme, hold this about 4 inches away from the surface, just 100mm when you're using the small reservoir, a little bit further when you're using the larger reservoir, because that airflow is designed to push that paint to hit that contact point. That's why we tell people when you're paint spraying, you don't want to do this, pull it really far back away from the wall. Let's say my hand here is the wall. I want to just keep it and spray up and down like this. I don't want to start doing this and doing this on it. Just keep it nice and strict there. Now that's up and down. Of course, if we turn the nozzle that way, we can spray left to right. The third setting on here is we turn it in between And then we've got the narrow setting of paint. And this is perfect for my next demonstration, which happens to be a picket fence. Again, one of them jobs like the spindles. It doesn't look much, but believe me, it catches you out when you try to tackle it with the brush.
We had a lady in the village, and we must have passed her for weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Weeks painting a fence.
Yeah.
Oh, it took her weeks to do it, and I wanted to go and show her. Have you seen the photo?
Do you know what? I've drove past places and seen people painting fences. I've pulled over and said, have a little look at Wagner on our channel. Get one.
Because it's another never-ending job, isn't it?
Yeah. So again, these spindles, we said it doesn't look much, but there is 4 sides to it. A face, backside, and 2 sides along here. You've also got these Harris rails that go across there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn my nozzle to the centre point so we get a nice narrow passover, which will allow me to paint all of these edges and that inside bar across there. Here we go.
And
Ready
again,
to go.
so important outdoors to look after all the wood that's outdoors, whether that is decking, whether that is fence panels, whether it is your picket fence. And look at the difference this is going to make. Honestly, absolutely phenomenal. Allowing you so quickly to get a professional finish, again using less paint, holding it, like we're saying, around about on a hole 4 inches away from the area that you're painting, and then just keep moving and you'll find it evenly distributes a small amount of paint, but perfectly.
Gives you that coverage, that perfect coverage in that one passover. Like Craig was saying, it gets into all those intricate areas as well, but gives you that great coverage across the body. It doesn't matter what kind of paints that you're using.
Or what you're painting onto, it could be wood, metal, walls, plastic, stone, concrete, brick, terracotta. You could be using emulsion paints or vinyl or matte or silk or eggshells or soft sheen or smooth masonry. You could be using any of your wood treatments, your metal paints, your varnishes. Honestly, any paint, any colour, any brand. And when you've got a Wagner system, that professional finish every single time. If you're upcycling, whether you're indoors or outdoors, no drip marks like you get with a brush or roller marks, no brush marks, no bits of brushes in the paintwork, and then no dirty brushes and rollers to
Even
clean.
the cleaning on this is really easy. We'll show you that in a little while. The fact that you get that uniform coverage with that FLEXiO technology. This model, this machine is brilliant because it's got the 2 reservoirs, so you've got pretty much covered for every kind of job indoors and out.
Yeah, and super powerful. You can control that power. Actually award-winning as well, awarded the World Tool Award in the premium class. So you have got, honestly, a system that has been tried and tested, award-winning, a product that Wagner, if you look around your home, I bet you've got lots of items in your home that in the factory were painted by Wagner paint spray systems. All of those white goods that you've got, that you think, oh my goodness, that's how they come. Well, no, they were obviously painted, but to get that absolutely perfect finish, you need a good paint spraying
And we
system.
talk about that factory finish with all the demonstrations that Craig's doing. We've done fence panels, we've done interior walls, interior doors and exterior doors. The fact that you can get into all those nooks and crannies, I would definitely go for that masking kit. If you can still get hold of the extension handle, definitely add that in as well. It's literally hanging on by a thread.
They're great extras to have. I bought all of it, but it did take me a good few times to get the masking kit because it just kept selling out. But like Sean says, they're difficult to reach areas, into the corners. We're doing the sides of the picket fence. You're doing the front, you're doing the back, then you're doing the wood that's going across. But we're doing it quickly. It's ease of use. It's speed, so getting jobs done quicker, but getting them done right. And it doesn't matter if it's a smooth surface, whether it's a textured surface. I love the fact that because it evenly sprays that right amount of paint, when you do use it on wood, you don't get rid of that wood grain. So on wooden doors and things, you still want to
got
see
the detail.
the detail.
Yeah, it doesn't flood it or overcover it, does
any
it?
textured area, actually. So if you have got, textured detail on your ceiling, it's not going to ruin that. If you have got the sort of pebble dashing on the outside the house.
Walls, Artex on the inside of the walls, all those textured surfaces that we talk about, you'll get great coverage there. so much easier when you're using the Wagner. And you don't have to worry about the overspray either. It only sprays where you use the machine.
Yeah, there's very little overspray, isn't there, Craig?
Yeah, very little overspray. I mean, you can see a little bit there, of course, on the floor. But that's where, again, the ground sheet comes in handy.
Yeah.
With the masking tape kit, slide that underneath. The paint itself is only going to project probably about 2 or 3 foot beyond that, and then it'll kind of turn to a powder, more or less, and dry and fall down. So if you have got some shrubs and things on there, again, just put your dust sheet over there.
Yeah.
It's not a problem at all.
Now, when we look again at the before and the after, and this is what it's all about, it looks like that's how the fence was bought. You know, you've got that professional factory finish. It does spoil something if you paint it and then it looks like it's been painted.
Yes.
Whereas that's what it was, and that's
Quite a bright, vibrant blue colour, isn't it, you know?
And then this is what it is now, because this is what it's all about.
Look at it now.
Yeah.
That's what you want it to look like.
And it looks brand new again.
It really, really does, you know. It looks great. It's going to last longer, which is the most important as well. You know, it is going to last longer.
Well, all your fences, your decking, your picket fences, all those outdoor, your gates, all those... They deteriorate if you don't look after them.
They're exposed to the elements all year round, and we know what weather we get here in the UK. Yeah. They're permanently attacked, you know, whether it's the sunshine, whether it's the rain, the frost. It all plays a part in deteriorating it. So it's important. Any items outside, minimum twice a year, I'd recommend treating them.
And you will when you've got a system like this, because it is so quick, it's so easy. And it's so quick and so easy in every shape and form. Easy to set up, easy to use. But the biggest thing that a lot of people ask, and this is a question you often get, is it difficult to clean? Because obviously there's paint in there and things.
It's quicker and easier than brushes and rollers. When you finish painting, just take the head off the reservoir, put that into a bowl of water. If you've got any paint left, pour it straight back into the tin. There's no waste. Clean up all the nozzle and the bits. There's 3 separate pieces. They all come apart with no tools whatsoever. And then when you've finished it, putting it back together, it comes with a little packet of grease that you can put around the rim, and that helps you to connect the accessories and disconnect them.
And all these sort of clips that we're showing tonight, you can go onto the internet and you've got loads of clips.
We've got hundreds of videos, both on my channel, on Wagner's channel, just showing people lots of step-by-step stages. We mentioned earlier, you know, about the flow tube. You've seen us cleaning it out there. And that is an important thing about putting it forward when you're spraying forward or spraying downwards, pointing it to the rear when you're spraying up high. Yeah. And that tiny little tweak can make a world of difference. So we say to people, you know, we're kind of going quite quick here. It's live TV. Yeah. It's quite maybe a bit overwhelming for someone to take it all in. So once they buy it, just have a little look at our videos, take note of them. All these controls, tiny little tweaks, makes a difference to get a perfect result.
Great.
And Wagner, you're buying absolute quality. This isn't sort of a new brand, is it?
Certainly not, no. Over 80 years now in the making and present in over 70 countries worldwide. Wagner are responsible for spraying 2/3 of the world's alloy wheels.
I'd forgotten that, yes.
The world's alloy wheels. I don't know how many billions of cars there are in the world. But, yes. So their innovation, their technology is in thousands of factories, industries, commercial places all over the world, you know, down to the Sydney Harbour Bridge, aeroplanes, you know, all different things like that. And you've got all that experience, knowledge, innovation in your hands.
You have, in the palm of your hand. Nice thing is, it's not really heavy.
It's not very heavy, no. It's quite ergonomically designed because, you know, the turbine itself, when there's no paint in it, you feel, oh, that could tip that way. But it's balanced out once that's in place. And, of course, you've got your liquid in there. Does add a little bit more to the weight. What Laura does, my wife, is when she's paint spraying with it, if she's doing a number of fences, she'll hold it in her right hand, but put her left hand underneath it. And she just guides herself with it like that. I tend to swap from left to right. Laura doesn't prefer to do that. She'll always keep it in the right, but puts her hand underneath, like that, up and down.
You should say a big hello to Laura.
Yeah, we should.
Yes, hello to Laura, my dear wife. wife.
We miss you.
Come and see us
She
next
sends her
time.
love as well. She did on a text
Send
earlier.
it back. Send it back. So please check your baskets through. Stock-wise now, 80% of
Wow,
the
wow.
entire
We're getting
stock,
close. Oh.
sold out. Still so many in baskets. You must check your
And we had
basket
a much bigger stock for this show. Remember, it's delivered in time for Christmas, so if you're thinking of Christmas presents and you won't see it again before the end of this year, we'll get it back as soon as we can.
And if
once
you're
it does
watching
sell
on
out.
+1, please check we have still got stock left, because I do think there's going to be a big chance it's already sold out and gone. If it's available, put it in a basket and check it out, because it's not yours till you check out.
Where do you want to go next, Craig?
OK, so we've gone from the picket fence over to
Yes.
the most common item that people do it is the 6-foot lapboard fencing like this. They're cheap and cheerful, but they need a lot of treatment. To touch and feel them, very rough sawn timber,
Yeah,
so
aren't
they're
they?
porous. If they're not treated a lot, the water, the rain will penetrate into them. They'll expand, swell, twist, buckle, and you'll be replacing them. It's time-consuming, it's costly. So on this one, I'm going to swap over. My paint's almost run out on that one.
It's as easy as that, to go from one colour to another.
To another one, yes, yeah, these
From
are
one
the same
paint to
colours
another.
there, but I'm nearly out of paint on that one, so this has got a little bit more in it. I've got my settings turned to left to right because of the nature of the board like this.
Okay.
And I don't know if anyone might have missed earlier on, a little tip, because people do say, does it spray over to the neighbour's side? Well, if you spray up and go like that,
Yes.
it is going to go over to the neighbour's side. So, again, a couple of little tips. A piece of cardboard just along the back of it like that.
Right,
As you run it
perfect.
along is great. But also, a little bit of trickery as well with the hand. When you are spraying it up, I tend to point it down a little bit. You know, so remember the paint is coming out like this. So we've got to imagine where that's going. As you come up to the top, just tilt it down a little bit into that edge there and keep it more controlled. But the cardboard idea, it's
great.
perfect. It wins every time for me.
And get it home and try it. Try on a bit of cardboard, first of all. Craig was saying try it on a cardboard box, first of all. See how easy it is. You can change the airflow, you can change the paint flow, and then you get it just right for you. And you're
That's a
seeing
great
now,
tip,
yeah,
isn't
it's a great tip, how simple it is to get perfection, that perfect finish every single time. And that factory finish, it's not going to look like somebody's come along and painted your fences and you've got drip marks dripping down. And I think with a brush, just never seems to paint, I don't think, a fence. You put a bit more on, more. Then it's really patchy, and then you go back with a...
Like Craig said, it soaks in some areas, it doesn't in others.
And I think you can spend a fortune on paint trying to paint it with a paint brush, whereas loads of people on the 5-star reviews, a lot of people, it's the first thing they do is their fences. Say it saved, not only saved us time, it saved us loads of money. We didn't use half as much paint as we normally
Paints,
do.
varnishes, treatments that you can see there. The cover is the speed for me. The coverage in such a short amount of time, giving you that perfect finish as well. So it looks like you've brought a brand new fence panel.
Yeah.
But in moments, you've got that result.
Now, we should have timed him, shouldn't we, for this? Because
Definitely.
this is super good, super quick, professional finish, but again, it isn't taking hours on end. If you have got fences and they need treating, if you don't treat them, then you're paying for new fence panels, then you're paying for new decking. You need to look after your fences and your decking, because they're outdoors in all weathers all year round. So you've got all of a sudden the right tool to do that job so quickly, so easily. And my goodness, so satisfying when you look out your window right now and everything's uniformed, looking smart.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, when you're out in your garden, oh, just so calming.
Another
and it
6-foot
looks
fence panel,
nice.
done.
That's so good.
Brought back to life. Looks great. It's going to last longer. Plenty of treatment on there. Don't be shy about putting loads on. It really penetrates into the wood. The more you put on, the longer it's going to last.
The wood drinks it, doesn't it?
It really does, yes. It really, really does, yes.
And I know we've sort of challenged Craig in the past. Look at it before, look at it after. We've challenged you in the studio with a paint and brush. We've had a panel and you... And there's no competition.
No, we don't
There
get
really,
rid of it.
really isn't. We've done a test with 2 of my builders against Laura. So we set up 3 fence panels in our garden.
Great.
Laura had the handheld. one like this. We had 3 live cameras on it. We had a drone flying over the top of it. I had 2 of my builders, one with a 4-inch paintbrush, which is typically the kind of size of these bands here that they'd use, and one with a 4-inch roller, like a radiator roller. We had the stopwatch, we'd done it live, we started all 3 together. I think Laura finished the 6-foot fence panel in about 1 minute, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was immaculate.
Yeah.
My guy with the paintbrush, who's a good builder, with the paintbrush, he'd probably done it in about 11 minutes.
Right.
And the roller itself, I think that took about 9 or 10 minutes. Oh, sorry, we had a 4th one. We also had someone doing it with a pump action sprayer.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they'd done it in about 7 or 8 minutes, but the finish was shocking. It wasn't acceptable.
Right.
Yeah.
The paint sprayer won it every time.
Yeah.
And Laura done hers, 1 minute, 10 seconds, sat there with a cup of tea,
I was gonna say,
laughing at them doing it. Yeah, really was.
Go, Laura, go.
Yeah.
Now, what you must do, again, is make sure you check those baskets through. Any extras you want, please put them into baskets. If you are thinking, well, what do I do when we sell out Wagner? You can buy, so many incredible places, but not for our price. You will kick yourself if you miss out on our deals, because you can see here, we are market beating.
Yeah, paintsprayer.co.uk, it's £145.99 at toolstation.co.uk, £149.98 at Amazon. They've got a good price, it's just under £130, but nowhere near what we've got, £114.99. And with that PayPal, £40.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments. We are in excess of 80% of the stock. That means very shortly we could be what we call limited stock, and then it just disappears. So if you want to get hold of it, now is the time. And remember, hundreds of you have got these in baskets. It's not yours until you check your basket.
We've had queues on the phones most of the night. It's a product that I know. It's going to be one of those products. There's certain products when you buy them, you think, why didn't I buy this years ago?
Yeah, lots of the reviews say
And
that.
I used paintbrush and rollers for about 21 years before I got involved. Honestly, 21
That's why you hated
wasted
painting.
years. I hated painting,
And
yeah.
even you have professional painters that are like, no, I use my paintbrushes and my rollers.
Yeah.
But you let them have a go, you show them how it works.
Once they have a go, once they see it in action, certainly on things like spindles, you know, even like doors, 6-panel doors like that, it catches them every time.
And if you're doing loads of doors, Craig, what a dream this is.
I know. It really, really is a difference, you know. As I say, an average door, you know, this is a front door, UPVC door, a lot of detail on it, probably take close to an hour, with the frame as well included, of course. Most doors, well, all doors, you've got 2 sides, of course. Now, your internal doors, if you've got 10 of them, you've got 20 sides to do.
Yeah.
If they take you 30 minutes, before you know it's a whole weekend's work painting them. Get your masking tape, go around the frame, all the way along with the plasterwork or the brickwork if it's an external door, around the plasterwork if it's an internal door, and literally spray them in a minute or 2. So this is a UPVC finish, OK? So, again, not every paint can key to that. We say to people, any paints, any colours, any brands for the Wagner unit, but check from your supplier that it is suitable for the surfaces, yes. Give it a good clean down with like a sugar soap or something. These you can give them a little bit of a sand with like a very light wire wool or a bit of emery paper, a little bit of emery paper. Give a little tickle over with that. If there are any drips or anything in it beforehand, make sure you deal with them. Make sure you wipe all them down. In fact, just one thing I want to show you as well. People say to me as well at home, does it drip? And I have to say to them, if you get a paintbrush, you dip in and you put the paint on there and you keep it still, it's going to drip. It's going to drip on there. Now, I've got a cloth here. I'm just going to make it drip to show people at home, if they have a little bit of an accident, this is how you deal with it. I'll turn this on just to do a little bit of a blob on here. OK, so I've turned the unit on there, got it turned up quite high. Pull the trigger, paint's coming out. I wasn't moving up and down. It's starting to build up, as you can see. In another 30 seconds, that will start dripping down there. If someone has painted like that and thought, painted a little bit too much, don't wait for it to dry. Look, it's starting to drip now. Don't wait for it to dry and think, I'll tattle it tomorrow. Deal with it straight away. Just get yourself a damp cloth like this.
Right.
Wipe it all off.
Oh, gosh.
Completely wipe it all off. Wherever you see you've oversprayed it and you've got a little bit of a drip, and then just spray directly over it then.
Yeah, and that is the secret. We'll see Craig is going to show you exactly how quick and easy this is. Holding it around about 4 inches away from the area that you're painting, and then the secret is, like Craig said, is to keep moving. Whether you're going up and down, whether you're going left to right, you can control, and you've got complete control.
You've got control of the airflow,
Yeah.
you've got control of the paint that's coming through there, and that's why you can get this brilliant factory finish every single time. Now, if you've got it in a basket, you've got to check it out, make sure you get hold of it whilst we've got it in stock. Over 80% of the entire stock is gone. We don't want you to miss out on this deal. And remember, it will be delivered in time for Christmas.
Great Christmas present, but perhaps you're just thinking, well, actually, when I take the Christmas decorations down, it's going to look so drab, isn't it? And perhaps you've noticed when you were putting the decorations up, the ceiling needs doing, the skirting boards are tatty. You've got perhaps some time off over Christmas. Why not get those jobs done? And you will do, because it is so quick, so easy, quite pleasurable, actually.
Therapeutic.
It is. You'll be looking for other jobs to do, and the reason for that is it is quick, it is easy, but it's the finish. You get that professional finish. You're proud of yourself because the job that you did actually looks really, really good. And whether this is indoors, outdoors, whether this is the summer house or fence panels, whether this is indoors and you're doing the walls and the ceilings, or you're doing the fire surround, your radiators, changing the kids' rooms, whatever that job is done. And again, it's this sort of detail. I know with a paintbrush, you would never get such a perfect fit. It would drip.
Yep. The vulnerable bits.
Yeah, and it's perfect all the way around.
Because as you've got your brush, you're kind of pushing the bristles into it to try and kind of get a brush stroke up and down like you're catching the lip just the way that mould and that mitered edge joins. You're just catching that lip, and you don't notice it at first. You get halfway down the door, and then all of a sudden you see it's overpainted and it's starting to drip down there, and it's frustrating. It's quite,
It drives you mad, doesn't it?
heartbreaking.
Whereas that is completely perfect,
Yeah.
like a factory fit, like you bought the door.
Yes.
Like this, doesn't look
It
like
looks
you've
brand new,
painted it.
it does.
Yeah.
And these kind of mouldings on here, they're standing out quite proud, probably 15, 20 millimetres there. So again, a little bit of the kind of the technique I'm using. I'm spraying up and down it. The atomisation spreading the paint out. But when I'm coming to let's say a proud lip like that, I'm tilting a little bit left to right, just around it there. I'm still keeping the same distance, about 4 inches away, as we have done with most of the demonstrations. But it's a flawless finish, and it's done in a fraction.
When you
of
look at the
time.
before and look at the after, absolutely immaculate. And it's funny, I don't know why I've never thought about doing our front door, and I'm looking at this now, and those sort of surrounds, the detail, ours has really faded. So I don't know it's right in the sunshine.
Yes.
So
The beading
just this
parts,
bit, these bits have really faded.
Faded,
So
yes.
and I've looked at it time and time again, thinking there's no way I could do anything about that.
Yeah.
But if I get the right paint, I've got my Wagner. I can't.
Just give it a good clean down with like either a white spirit, a turpentine, a sugar soap. Clean it all off, and then a nice gentle scratch down with some wire wool or some emery paper, and then get your paints on there. French Sheet do a lovely chalk and mineral paint, which it's an al fresco one, so it's got it's like got a built-in wax infusion within it. Ooh. So it keys to these doors brilliantly. It's washable, and it works really well for your external frames like that.
Like I was saying, any paint, any colour, any brand, even smooth masonry as well. So simple to use, so simple to set up, and it's all about allowing you to get those jobs done. Those jobs that, I think we put off forever, because the thought of painting, it's such a chore, but not when you've got a Wagner. Have a little practice. I practiced on a bit of cardboard, first of all, and then whatever that job may be, whether that is outside furniture, whether that's the walls and the ceilings indoors, whether that's the fireplace or the radiators, whether that's something quite detailed or intricate, whether you want a fine spray, you can alternate and change the spray to do the really sort of intricate and detailed things without loads of overspray. And of course, you can change as well the actual airflow, the paint flow. So every job is done perfectly.
That control,
to
isn't
perfection.
it? Again, that control every single
And because
time.
it's not loads and loads of paint, because it uses the smallest amount of paint really to get the job done. And a lot of times one pass over, one coat is all you need. It dries really quickly as well, and evenly. How often have you done a job and there's patchy bits, and whether you did a roller or a brush,
and it looks like different colours, doesn't it?
And there's a brush mark, but it's a brush somewhere, a drip mark here, and you wish you'd never started. You've made it look worse, though you were trying to make it look better. Wagner makes it look professional. It gives you a factory finish. It doesn't look like it's been repainted or upcycled. It looks like that's how you bought it.
We are still really busy. It's not often we have something like this. Wagner, we've only done one show with them before. We're pretty much 85% of the stock gone. That means we're approaching limited stock. So if you definitely want to make sure you get hold of it, get it right now whilst we've got it in stock. It's our last show of this year. It will be delivered in time for Christmas. It's a brilliant bundle. It's a brilliant Christmas gift, I think, isn't it?
It is a great Christmas gift. Remember, the two different actual attachment containers. The ice spray, which is the largest, and that will allow you to do your walls and your ceilings. Then you've got the smaller attachment, so you've got a 1300 and the smaller one is 800. The 800 is for your woods and your metal paints. You can use this on smooth areas, textured surfaces, indoors, outdoors. It's quicker painting, quicker than your brush, quicker than your roller. It's more efficient. It's a better finish. There's no mess, there's no drip, and even the cleaning up with this is so easy. It ticks every single box. And on top of that, register it online. It's got a 3-year warranty. It will turn into a 4-year warranty as long as you register it within that first month of owning it.
We've still got the launch price whilst we've got it in stock for you. So if you want to get hold of it, it should be £169.99, our usual price. Elsewhere, you can get a paint sprayer for £145.99 at Toolstation, £149.98. Amazon have got it down to £129.99.
I love Amazon. I get a parcel every day.
No, not on this one.
They
Not on this
beat
one.
us. No.
£114.99 is our price, and it comes down to £40.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments. You can still add it to your basket. 875716 is the item number, and don't forget those other items. In fact, go to the website, shopontv.co.uk, and go to the live show, and you'll see all the items that we have on the show, 3 of which are Wagner. You've got your main bundle, but you've also got your extension handle, which is literally hanging on by a thread. If you want to get hold of that, the extension handle gives you an
handy
extra
doing
2 feet.
your decking, saves you getting down on your hands and knees. Doing high areas, where perhaps that is a high fence, perhaps it's the ceiling, perhaps it is the garage door, keeping your feet firmly on the ground, the roof of the summer house or the tree house. Absolutely brilliant, that extension, but it is over allocated. More people ordering than stock is available. And then don't forget as well to get the masking kit. That masking kit is phenomenal. And masking up a job just makes that job even quicker and even easier. So please do not miss out on the masking kit. We've been working with Craig for many years with Wagner, and it took me about 6 shows to get that masking kit because it's sold out time and time again.
But you can get it now if you're quick. £29.99 for that
that's
masking
so
kit.
cleverly designed as well. Honestly, we've used it all around the studio.
all
It's
around the back.
absolutely phenomenal. Put it all in the basket, and we're so busy. It works out if you go for the actual main bundle, you know, your Wagner, with the extension, with the masking kit, it works out at £184.97. But then you split that cost with your 3 payments, and you've only got 1 delivery cost for 3 items.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. If you want to go for all 3, it's £63.98 on your first of 3 interest-free
And that could be
payments
3
with PayPal.
Christmas gifts. You could buy the main item, the kids could wrap the other 2 bits up.
Yeah,
Christmas sorted.
Everyone's happy. Now, we've got to squeeze in a couple more demos.
Yes, a couple more
before the end,
demonstrations on here. So again, moving down to the small, more detailed areas, we've got a louvered fence. I'll jump onto that, and a wicker basket here. Or sorry, a
like
plant pot,
isn't it?
plant
Yeah,
pot sort of thing.
yeah.
But it could be wicker furniture out your
Yes.
conservatory. If the sun has bleached the colour out of it,
What a
you
great
can bring
idea.
it back to life. Yeah, you really, really can. So it's a light blue at the moment. We're going to go straight into dark grey. Here we go.
Let's
We'll
go
let you
for
get
it.
on with that. Of course, all these smaller items, you've got that control with Wagner to be able to do those smaller items. But wicker, you'd think if you try to do that with a paintbrush, that would all get filled up with
Oh,
lots
it'd be
of paint
everywhere, wouldn't it? Yeah.
And
It'd
you
all
wouldn't
be
have the
running
detail,
everywhere.
yeah?
Look at that straight away. And into all that intricate area, all that intricate detail, that coverage that you want. So whether you're thinking of those big jobs like the fence panels, like the doors, or those smaller jobs, things like matching up all your plant pots so they're all the same
That's
colour.
a really great idea, and it doesn't matter whether you're painting onto wood or terracotta, as long as you've got the right paint, any colour, any brand, and a professional finish, that factory finish. No mess, no messy brushes or rollers to clean, but actually no messy results either. Very little overspray, and so quick to do. Great finish. Ease of use is phenomenal, and it doesn't matter, as you're seeing here, whether it's a textured surface, whether it's a smooth surface. And that blows me away, because I think something like wicker could just be ruined, couldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. If you rub your brush or your roller or anything along there, it would ruin it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Where is
really
that?
get a good finish like
That looks brand new
we've got
again.
there. It does, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Yes, yeah.
it's brilliant.
And it's been sprayed dozens and dozens of
love it.
times.
Yeah. So there's your.
Oh,
your
yeah, my hand's
before
moving a bit in there,
action
isn't it?
shot,
Yes.
And then there is your after.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Big difference.
That
isn't
looks
it?
so
Yeah.
modern in
really,
that colour,
really
doesn't it?
big
Now,
Takes the look.
difference.
sadly, we've only got time for one more demonstration.
One more
You haven't got a lot of
demonstration,
time
okay.
For product either, check out.
It's the louvedours. No one likes
Yes.
doing it. Here we go. I'm going to turn the nozzles to the left and right. Turn my paint down a fraction.
We're still getting busier and busier and busier.
Yeah, we got it. Here we go.
And we're ready to go. And again, however delicate, intricate.
So side to side, up and down, you've got both options available just by changing the nozzle on the front of the machine there. And in an instant, I mean, don't look away. How quick is that? And again, it's that perfect coverage. And again, it's a coverage that you'll be able to achieve.
That's so good.
How about
and again,
that?
with a brush, you
Quick
get drip
and
marks, yeah.
perfect. You know, time is
is.
one thing, but you've got to get a quality result as well.
And that could be
It
shutters
really has.
around the window, couldn't it? And perhaps they've gone a bit
Shutters
drab
on the
and-
outside window again,
Yes.
exposed to the elements. It could be your airing cupboard inside your house,
Yes.
even, you know, bedroom units, you know, are made out of
Yeah,
this.
a lot of wardrobe fronts are like that, aren't
Yeah.
That's right, yeah, it really, really is an impressive finish.
And the colour can really change the look. It give it a much more
Well, I
contemporary
think
look, can't
sometimes
you?
you'll paint a room, won't you? And then you'll look at all the different bits,
Yeah.
like the wardrobes, and think, oh gosh, they
Yes.
don't go anymore.
Nope.
They look old now. But actually, if you paint those up, you can
Yep.
you can make an older piece of furniture look quite chic and
look
modern.
newer and modern, absolutely, yeah. It's more cost effective, isn't
Yeah,
it, for sure?
absolutely. Upcycling, recycling, and you're doing the job so quickly and so easily, but only if you're quick now. Stop.
Now,
right.
let's run you through just some of the demonstrations and some of the befores and afters that Craig's done. Just talk us through some of these,
Yeah, so
Craig.
that was our first 6-foot fence panel there. It took me about 1 minute to take it from that misty grey to that beautiful, rich, dark
Perfect.
brown. We covered every single square inch in about 1 minute time.
I mean, that is incredible.
We had the smooth plaster work. We'd mashed up around the windows on there. We used a large reservoir with an emulsion paint and went from blue straight over to a nice light grey like that, and then removed the masking tape.
And that was again. Oh,
Now,
this was
this, for
brilliant.
me,
Brilliant.
Yes, yeah, because although you use smooth masonry paint, the surface doesn't have to be smooth. We've got an Artex finish there. It could be pebble dash, it could be render, brickwork below, it could be blockwork in your garage, outside on your wall, it doesn't matter.
And then the fact you did UPVC.
Yes, a UPVC door, that's about 25 years old, that was when we found it. We've sprayed it about 50 odd times.
Now it looks like a spring chicken.
It looks brand new, doesn't it? It's got that manufactured result. Decking, it's a job that is difficult. It's outside, exposed to the elements. We used the extension handle over on it, so I didn't have to bend over. We covered 3 square metres in probably about 2 minutes' time.
Super quick. And something else that was really quick, which is a job you'll wish you'd never started is spindles.
The
on a
spindles,
staircase.
yes, it's the dreaded, isn't
Oh,
it?
it
Nobody
is.
likes doing it, you know. Look at that transformation from
Wow,
that
and that was
blue
from a
over
real
to the
blue,
white.
yeah.
And that was one single coat on there. We got around all three sides of it and across the handrail and the newel post on the bottom.
And much more contemporary as well, you can make things. So we talk about upcycling, recycling. Think about plant pots in the garden. You could match all of them to be the
So
same.
they could be plastic
Most certainly,
or
yeah.
terracotta.
Exactly.
Or...
It doesn't matter what materials they are, whether they're terracotta, clay ones, ceramic ones, you know, plastic, UPVC, wooden ones, you know, you can still paint spray them up just using the correct paint.
I had some nice wooden ones and they fell to pieces because I didn't look after them and I could have treated them.
Yep.
This is really good.
It is, because it's one of them jobs that you put off. You don't want to do. It's like the spindles, but, you know, the slats across there, they're vulnerable to do with a paintbrush, and a majority of the time you make a mess of them, but not when you're using your paint sprayer.
And this is that pot we were talking about, that wicker pot. So much texture, so much detail. We've seen two colours there. We've got another colour now. That's just during the live show
I really
that we've
fancy
done.
that with wicker furniture because, like you say, often that does fade in the sunshine.
It
or
really,
goes fully
really
through
does.
The winter.
The sun's magnified in the conservatory areas, and it does. You kind of it bleaches it out one side of it and not the other because the way it's positioned.
And you can make it quite unique as well, a different colour to anybody else's done.
Yeah, most certainly, yes, yeah. Metalwork as well, you know, whether it's a radiator, whether it's a metal garage door, whether it's metal railings, a gate outside, as long as you're using the correct paint, you can transform them.
And that's another thing to cover, paint-wise. Metal paints are fine, but
Yes.
pretty much all paint.
Pretty much all manufacturers' paints for sure, yeah. We had a Georgian-style fireplace there, probably a couple of 100 years old. Again, clean it up, give it a light sanding down, and then spray it. Again, if you've got a live fire on there and you've got, you know, a real naked flame on there, again, check with your paint supplier that it is suitable for you know, hot areas like that, yes.
I mean, the difference in that fireplace, I think, is amazing. And this was cute.
It was, wasn't it? The children's furniture, you know, I've had that for probably 6 or 7 years now with our kids. They've grown out of it now, of course, but, you know, you can just transform it for the styles of their rooms. You know, it doesn't have to be the typical blue and pink that you have for your boys and girls. It can be any colour.
Well, we were saying you could stencil onto that, couldn't you? You could
yes,
stencil onto
absolutely.
the top of the table,
Yeah,
on the kids'
you
bedroom
certainly
walls
could.
and things, because you've got that control.
Absolutely, yeah. The picket fence, it's a little bit like the spindles. It catches you out. It doesn't look like a big job until you start trying to do it with a brush and a roller. And believe me, it catches you out. You need a Wagner for it.
We had a lady in our village and we must have watched her for about a good week, bless her.
Okay.
Doing not that big a fence, but a little picket fence like that. Took her forever. And I was desperate for her to know about Wagner. You have got that system. You've got an award-winning system. You've got a system with so much control. And you've got as well the power to get all of those jobs done. And like we keep saying, any paint, any colour, any brand, even smooth masonry, really very much any job that you want indoors or out.
It's quicker painting, less mess, no drips, no brush marks, and you'll be able to do it so easily. But it's not yours until you press that checkout button and you confirm your order. Our usual price, $169.99. We're now approaching limited stock.
That means we're right down to the very last of the stock. Before we know it, more people will be putting it in their baskets than the stock is available. If you do miss out, and if you're watching on Plus One, you might have missed out. Just check stock on the website. You could shop elsewhere, but sadly, not our price. You could go to paintsprayer.co.uk, virtually £146. Toolstation, virtually £150. Amazon, I shop with them virtually daily. They do the best deals, but not better than our deal. And you can see there, £130, £114.99. We allow you to split that cost with PayPal on our website as well. And if you are multi-ordering any other items from our show, you will only have that one delivery cost. Lots of you going for the masking kit set. And I'm not sure if we've got the extension left. We had 2 more people ordering than stock was available with those. If you've got items in your basket right now, press checkout. Honestly, this will be hand on heart, one of the best things you buy. We've had ours for years and would not be without it. And don't forget the great guarantee.
Yeah, 3 years, but if you register it within 30 days when you get it home, you've got a 4th year, so 4-year guarantee. 875-716 can still add it to your basket right now, but we've got to get one final word from the man himself, Mr. Craig Phillips. Lovely to see you, Craig.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to see you guys as well.
What a machine. Last couple of words.
It's a game changer, you know. No matter what you're going to paint inside and outside the house, once you get this in your hands, it completely transforms your life.
And we've seen it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
To see you.
My pleasure.
Come back and see us soon.
And though Craig looks like he's a professional painter, carpenter by trade, hates painting normally until he got a Wagner, and that's just how my dad was. Your dad was like, you know, if you don't like change, honestly, this will be the best change you ever have, because all of a sudden jobs that take so long, jobs that never look quite right, they always look like they've been repainted. You get that professional finish time and time again with any paint, any colour, any brand.
Now, you can keep shopping after the hour if we still have the stock. So if you've got it in a basket and you definitely want to get it home in time for Christmas, maybe it's a Christmas present, press that checkout button. Shopontv.co.uk.
Your last opportunity before Christmas and before we go into the new year. So if you're thinking of getting the house spruced up after you take the decorations down, order it right now. Honestly, it's so drab when we take the decorations down, isn't it? And when you paint a room, it really does seem to brighten not only your home, it brightens your mind, it brightens your feeling. You feel so much better.
Brightens your day. If you are watching on our +1 channels, whether it's ITV or STV +1, please check the website and see if we've got any stock remaining. But thank you for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow, won't we?
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Check your baskets out and you'll love it. See you later.